You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
Play ball! Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now, in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
This evening in southeastern Iowa, the Kernels will try to rebound from a rather lethargic performance, a 5-2 loss to the Burlington Bees last night in the series opener here in the former territorial capital, the first territorial capital of the Hawkeye State. The Kernels have slipped to third place in the Western Division first half standings by virtue of the loss, well, actually two straight losses now. We took it on the chin Memorial Day 13-1 against Lansing to wrap up our 11-game homestand. And then, as I said last night, just didn't look quite ready to go in terms of the mental and physical part of the game. But tonight's a new night, and the Kernels are out to even the series at a game apiece. Bob Zimmerman leads the Kernel Ball Club in appearances and saves. He's a native Midwesterner, and we'll hear from him next on the Dugout Interview.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Hey, corporate employees and union members too. Airport National 27-hole public golf course in Cedar Rapids has an unbelievable new corporate and union season pass special for you. 2 people for $300, 4 people for $250, 10 people or more for only $200 each. Add a spouse for only $125 or just $50 for each child. Airport National Public Golf is now accepting new corporate, charity, and church golf outings and leagues starting as low as only $11 per person. Holy slice, Batman. Please visit us just 4 miles east of the Eastern Iowa Airport today.
Kernel reliever and closer Bob Zimmerman joins us here from Community Field in Burlington. And Bob, the Anaheim Angels, like a lot of major league organizations, draft from warm weather states like Florida, Texas, California, and you're one of the few native Midwesterners on our ball club.
Yeah, I'm from right down the road in St. Louis, and grew up there, went to school a little further down the road at Southwest Missouri State, and so it's basically like being home for me around here.
And have your folks gotten a chance to travel around much yet this spring, Bob, with you being a Kernel, to see you in some of the different ports of call?
Yeah, my parents and my uncles have been up a couple times, and, some friends have just come up because it's right up the road, so they get to see me a lot.
What do your folks do, Bob?
My dad's insurance salesman and a financial investor, and my mom's also a licensed broker.
And you come from how big a family?
I have 3 brothers, and that's it.
Well, what are they doing?
One of them's at Southwest Missouri State, too, playing lacrosse. One of them's just working, and then my youngest brother's a freshman in high school, and he plays baseball at DeSmet.
DeSmet High School, for those that aren't from the St. Louis area, has a very fine academic reputation, Bob, as well as athletics. When I was growing up, a 7-footer went to school there by the name of Steve Stepanovich. He wound up having a terrific collegiate career at the University of Missouri and then a fine professional run at it in the NBA. DeSmet High School used to have a dress code. It had masks. Is it still like that? Is it still pretty strict and high on academics?
Yeah, we have dress code. We have, we have student masks. We have... pretty tough. Is the little slip up will get you in trouble, and you have to, I guess you're basically punished by doing physical labor or mind games they play on you. I don't know what they're doing, but
is it still an all-boys school?
Yeah,
they can get away with that strict discipline. Now, you mentioned the dress code, Bob. Is it coat and tie? Is it white shirt with a collar and black trousers? What is it now?
Well, now it's just khaki pants and collared shirts, but I think it used to be a lot stricter with the suit coat, or the sport coat, not suit coat.
Your brother plays lacrosse. Now, just recently, I didn't get to see it, but the National Lacrosse Championship was played, and it was mostly Eastern schools, Navy, Johns Hopkins. But I didn't know Southwest Missouri State had lacrosse. Is it a varsity sport? And how did your younger brother, learn to play that? It's mainly an Eastern game.
Yeah, well, Southwest, I think it was their first year having a team, so it's like they have Division I and then Class A and Class B, and they were Class B this year because it was their first year. And, like, the Smet has a really strong lacrosse team. They're always ranked nationally in lacrosse and win state. And so he just played there, started playing for some reason. I don't know why.
It's a pretty tough sport.
Yeah, you get banged around and get hit with sticks and balls flying at you. So, I don't know.
Bob Zimmerman's our dugout interview guest from Community Field in Burlington. And, Bob, we're going to shift gears and talk a little bit about your time in college. Southwest Missouri State, our fans in Iowa know it well from the basketball perspective because our current basketball coach, Steve Alford, coached there. Were you there when Steve was there?
No, his last year was the year before I got there. But
did he leave a pretty positive legacy?
Yeah, he was great. Everybody loved him, but I wish we could still have him. You know, the team's gone downhill ever since. But we're starting to build back up. Coach Henson's doing a great job there.
Were you thinking of playing basketball there as well, Bob? Because you are 6'5", 220. You're a big guy. Or was baseball it for you at Southwest Missouri State?
Yeah, there was no chance that the baseball coach would have let me go out for basketball, so I just had to stay strictly with baseball.
And then, Bob, who would you guys play in baseball? Would you get to play Wichita State, the University of Missouri, some of the powerhouses in the Midwest? What was your schedule like?
Yeah, we'd play Wichita State was in our conference. We'd play Missouri and Nebraska and Arkansas. And so, I mean, we always had a tough schedule and played the big-name schools from the Midwest, but never really traveled outside the Midwest.
I know we have a kid in our league playing for the Clinton Lumber Kings, Ian Kinsler, a shortstop out of Missouri. He's hitting almost 400. And do you remember facing him at all in college, Bob? And if so, could you tell he'd be this good as a pro?
You know, I don't know where he went to school. Did he go to Missouri? He did?
I believe so, Bob, but I'm not sure of that. Does the name ring a bell to you?
I just know he's doing pretty well here, but no, I don't remember him from school at all.
And then Springfield, Missouri, that's where Southwest Missouri State is located. I've never been down that way, Bob, but I heard it's one of the fastest-growing communities in the Midwest and that they may get a AA team here the next year or two. How would you characterize that city? Is it considered kind of a big city, or is it more like Cedar Rapids, that it's a big city that has a small-town feel to it?
Yeah, probably a big city with a small town feel. You know, they're rapidly growing. They're they just built a $30 million stadium for the college team, and so they're trying to get a AA team there too. So I mean, they're trying to turn it into a big city.
$30 million stadium, Bob. That's where you're the Bears, right?
Yeah.
That's where you guys got to play.
Well, I missed it by a year.
But you will. They will get to.
Yeah, they played there this year. It was their first year there, so.
Oh, boy, $30 million stadium in Springfield, Missouri. We're going to wrap things up with Colonel Reliever Bob Zimmerman here on the Dugout Interview from Community Field in Burlington. We'll do it in a minute. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
job as a closer, and boy, you seem to be one of those guys that loves coming in under pressure. Not everybody wants the ball in that situation. What is it about your makeup or your competitiveness that makes you want to have that ball?
I think you just got to be crazy out there, you know, you not really care and just go out there and throw. And that's what I try to do.
Yeah, you can't have any kind of fear. If you take the situation in mind sometimes, you'd be tempted to dig yourself a hole and crawl into it. So you have to put everything else out of your mind.
Yeah, you can't focus on little things that you can't control. Like if you come in with bases loaded, you can't control if the bases are loaded. So you just got to go out there and throw your game, and then, you know, good things will happen.
You were a starting pitcher last year, Bob, with Provo, and when did they let you know that they wanted to see how you performed as a closer?
Well, I told them all last year I wanted to be in the bullpen, but they wanted me to start to develop my secondary pitches, so they had me start all last year, and then this year they're letting me come in the pen.
It worked out pretty well then.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Bob Zimmerman, we really appreciate you joining us for the first time on the Dugout Interview, and continued success to you as this season progresses. I know you've gotten to know Cedar Rapids pretty well the first 2 months of the season, and as a way of thanking you, Bob, here's a certificate good for $5 of good food at any of our Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. Perfect pasta, homemade bread, so much good for so little money at Zio Giano's. Bob Zimmerman, thanks a lot.
Thank you, John.
Bob Zimmerman, our Dugout Interview guest. The Kernels out to even their series with Burlington in a game apiece after a defeat last night. We'll set the starting lineups for tonight's contest in a minute. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone stuff for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters. Right now? My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you. Cost Cutters, live your life. We always have time for your hair.
From a wonderful part of the state of Iowa, southeastern Iowa, we're right on the banks of the mighty Mississippi in Burlington. Burlington beat the Kernels last night in the series opener 5-2. They scored 4 of their 5 runs in the first 2 innings against Michelle Samard, and the Kernels did not play their best game of the year at all, both physically and mentally. But this evening's a brand new opportunity, and the Kernels, who knows if we'll win or lose, but let's hope we play just a little bit sharper. I'm John Rogers. I'm your play-by-play host. I hope you enjoyed our Dugout interview with a native Midwesterner from St. Louis, Bob Zimmerman. Let's set the starting lineups for the second game of this 4-game series. Burlington owns the season series lead. They've whipped us 3 out of 5 times. Burlington's record is 17-35. They're lodged in the cellar of the Western Division first half race. Their skipper is Jim Cabela, a former area scout with the Cleveland Indians and Milwaukee Brewers. It's Jim's first year at the helm here in Burlington. The Bees are the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. The first-round pick of the Royals a year ago, one of their 2, is in center field leading off Chris Lubanski. Angel Sanchez is the shortstop, will hit second for the Bees. The second first-round pick that the Bees had last year, Mitch Maier. Mitch Maier is hitting .303. He's the top hitter in Burlington's lineup. He's at third base, and he'll hit third. The cleanup man is the second baseman, Brandon Powell. Batting fifth is Adam Donahue. Donahue will serve as the catcher for the Bees tonight. Kila Ka'aihue got the 3-run second started with a booming double off the center field wall last night. Ka'aihue from Hawaii is at first base. He'll hit 6th. Brian McFall will bat 7th for the Bees. He's in right field. Hitting 8th in left field is Brian Graham. And batting 9th and serving as the DH is Walter Sevilla. On the mound for Burlington, making his 11th start of the year, he's 1-2, he's left 5, 6'3" right-hander, Greg Atencio, Atencio. Atencio 2-5, an ERA of 5.27. Gregg a no decision in his last start. That was in Battle Creek, Michigan last Friday evening. He went 4 2/3, gave the Battle Creek Yankees 6 runs, 3 home runs on 7 hits. He struck out 5, he walked 3. No decision in a Burlington 8-7 victory. That's the Burlington starting lineup. Allen Motor Company is now proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Right now at Allen's, a fabulous chance for you to buy during their 101st year birthday bash. If you buy now at Allen, your first year's maintenance is on Allen. Only at Allen's do you get that remarkable value. Your first year's maintenance absolutely free on Allen's during their 101st year birthday bash. Here's an example of the savings you can accrue right now during Allen's 101st year birthday bash. 2004 GM Sierras start at just $15,995. 2004 GMC Sierras priced at just $15,995 right now during Allen's 101st birthday bash. Allen Motor Company, they're open late tomorrow evening. Check that. Yes, tomorrow evening they're open till 9 o'clock. That's tomorrow, Thursday evening. Allen's is open till 9 o'clock. Visit them during their 101st year birthday bash and enjoy the first year's maintenance, your first year's maintenance on them. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup from Burlington is the skies darken above. Let's hope that's not a sign of something to come that we don't want, which is rain. Leading off, Quan Cosby. Quan drove in both of the Kernel runs last night. Quan in center field. Brandon Wood will bat second and play short for the Kernels. Hitting third, he extended his hitting streak to 7 games. The designated hitter, Bobby Wilson. Bobby is 7th in the league with a .324 average. And last night, he did hit in his 7th straight game. The cleanup batter in the Allen Motor Company order, tied for second in the league with 41 RBIs, Matt Brown at third base. Blake Balcom had 3 hits, was hit by a pitch, scored both Kernel runs last night. Balcom in right field will bat 5th. Hitting 6th in the Allen Motor Company order and catching, Tommy Duenas. Aaron Peel will play left field in that 7th. Hitting 8th in the Allen Motor Company order in first base, trying to shake out of a tailspin, Matt Pauley. And batting 9th at second base, Sean Rodriguez. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company order, making his 10th start of the year, 20-year-old right-hander Abel Marino. Abel's 4-2, an ERA of 3.88. He was a 6-2 winner in his last start. That was Friday against the Lansing Lugnuts at home. Abel went 7 1/3, allowed just 2 runs on only 8 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 1. Our Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew is down below. Working the balls and strikes will be Chris Bakke. His partner on the base paths is the former big league umpire Bob Davidson. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is a Bausch & Lomb contact lens specialist, and Anderson and Brown Eye Care is a leading dispenser of contact lenses in our area. Anderson and Brown Eye Care has locations inside Lens Crafters in Westdale Mall, Coral Ridge Mall, and North Park Mall in Davenport. The Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo, Chris Bakke behind the plate and Bob Davidson on the diamond. It was delightfully sunny and warm here, just an hour ago, but suddenly it's overcast, cloudy, and the threat of rain is looming. And we hope that holds off as the Kernels start play in third place, just a game out of first, a half game back at Peoria, 1 length behind Kane County, as the Western Division first half race continues to tighten down the stretch. Beloit's just a game and a half back of the Kernels. The Snappers are 2.5 out of first, and then Clinton hanging in there 2 games over 500. They're 3.5 out of first. Burlington hits the diamond, and Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer back at 2nd Avenue and 5th Street. At the Zone, I'm John Rogers. Let's pause now to honor America here at Community Field in Burlington with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
We ask the gentlemen please remove their caps, and all who are able to do so, please stand in honor of our country as Andy Farron sings our national anthem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what was proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through
That's the national anthem from Community Field in Burlington. The Kernels are 29-22 in the first half, looking for win number 30. Burlington tried to make it 2 straight over the Kernels and make it frustrating on us in our quest to win the Western Division first half title. I'm John Rogers. Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. Let's enjoy Wednesday night baseball from southeastern Iowa here on The Zone. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on The Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Dun, 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 dun,
da 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 da! Hey, call the A-team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow.
She's gonna kill you.
What am I gonna do?
You need to call the A-team.
The A-team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
With the lights on at Community Field and the skies darkening, Quan Cosby will lead it off against right-hander Greg Atenzio. And the game's first pitch to the switch-hitting center fielder, bat left-handed, is just inside ball 1. We're underway at Community Field in Burlington. Quan drove in both Kernel runs in the loss last night. He's batting .247. 2 homers, 14 runs driven in, 6 triples. Ball 2 down and in as Mitch Maier comes trotting in from third. A few raindrops are falling now as umbrellas pop up. This is an unexpected development, a front, if you will, a storm, but it's raining very lightly. The 2-0 is a strike to Quan. Brian Graham's in left for Burlington, Chris Lubanski in center, and Brian McFall in right. Lubanski is shaded in left center. The 2-1 from the B right-hander is corked on the ground to the right side. A good play to his left by the second baseman, Brandon Powell, and he gets Quan Cosby. Quan hit it to the right side, made a bid to ground it through the hole, but Brandon Powell ranged far to his left and made the play for the first out of the first inning. Here's Brandon Wood, the shortstop, batting .281, 6 homers, 29 RBIs. Wood, a right-handed hitter. The Kernels are in their gray road uniforms with red letters trimmed in white, and the Bees in all white home uniforms with royal blue hats and gold bills. The strike is in for the right-hander Atenzio to Brandon Wood. Now a swing and a miss on a curve. Brandon down in the count 0-2. Brandon Wood 1 for 4 with the leadoff single in the 8th inning last night, and he's batting second in the Allen Motor Company order this evening. A fastball outside, ball 1 to Brandon. The infield for the Bees has Mitch Maier at third, Angel Sanchez at short, Brandon Powell at second, and the Hawaiian Kila Ka'aihue at first. A breaking pitch misses downstairs, and 2-2 Brandon Wood. A light rain is falling. We wish we could get Kernel pitchers Nick Touchstone and Chris Hunter in the booth with us. It's a line drive foul outside third, but in order for those fellas to retreat into the comfort and dry press box, they'll have to wait till after the first half inning because there's only one way in here, and that's through Randy Wayhofer's door, and he's doing the game. It's raining harder now. The 2-2 to Brandon. High, a fastball. An unexpected downpour has hit Burlington, and it's raining pretty good right at the start of this game. The 3-2, a high curveball, and it swung on and missed. Brandon Wood fans, and they're 2 away in the Kernel first inning. Well, we hope they don't have to put on the tarp this early in the game, but you never know. It is really coming down now. Bobby Wilson. And there is no grandstand roof here, so the only place you can go is underneath the grandstand, underneath the bleachers. Bobby Wilson chops one over the mound. The second baseman charges, and Brandon Powell throws Bobby Wilson out. First pitch swinging, Bobby Wilson bounces one over the hill to the second baseman, who came in and threw Bobby out. The Kernel struggles continue offensively. The Kernels go down in order without getting the ball out of the infield in the top of the first inning. And with the rain coming down pretty good, they're going to put the tarp on. We're going to send it back for our regular break, and then I'll give you an update on what's going on here in Burlington. But they have stopped action for right now to get the tarp on. After 1/2 inning, Kernels nothing, the Bees coming to bat, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth. And sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Gill Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. Pilot topped the SUV categories in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Gill Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Gill Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randygill.com.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
And I think they will get the tarp on and save the day for the moment. At least, hopefully, we can play a little bit later yet this evening. Well, as we enjoy time with you at a relaxed pace, let's do a couple of things. First of all, let's check the State Farm Major League scoreboard from this afternoon. There were a number of games. The State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to you during this early rain delay in Burlington by State Farm Insurance agent Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Lanny Peterson, and Al Shetler. Let's start in the National League. There were 3 afternoon games. At Wrigley Field, Houston trounced the Cubs today 5-1. It was the Reds whipping Florida at Pro Player Stadium in Miami this afternoon. The Reds continue to sparkle in that NL Central. Cincinnati 3, the Marlins 1 today. In 10 innings out in San Diego, it was the Padres edging the Rockies 2-1, a final from Petco Park. In the American League, there were 2 finals from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. First of all, at Jacobs Field, Texas turned back the Indians 5-3. It was a 10-inning contest in Oakland where the Athletics, for the second straight game, took the White Sox down in extra innings. Oakland shaded the White Sox 3-2 this afternoon. Now, let's take a look at what we have this evening on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Again, the tarp has been put on here in Burlington. The skies darkened right before the game started, so hopefully as quickly as this rain came in, it'll leave just as quickly, and we can get back to action here with the Kernels having gone down in order quickly in the top of the first inning at the hands of Greg Atencio. Tonight, in Atlanta, they're in the top of the third. The Braves lead Montreal 1-0. At Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park, they're in the bottom of the third. The Phils on top of the Mets 1-0. Pittsburgh trails at home to the Cardinals 2-1. That's in the top of the third inning. Later this evening at Bank One Ballpark, the Giants, who had their 10-game winning streak snapped last night, take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. And in Los Angeles, the Brewers will clash with the Dodgers. In the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, they're in the bottom of the first inning in the Bronx, a high-scoring affair already. Baltimore 5, the Yankees 3 in the bottom of the first. They're in the top of the first at Comerica Park, the parent club of our opponents, the Burlington Bees. The Kansas City Royals 0, Detroit 0 in the Motor City. Tampa Bay and the Twins have not yet started. They're at the Metrodome just getting underway. And then later tonight, our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, with former Colonel Jared Washburn on the hill. He'll be opposed by Pedro Martinez. the Red Sox and Angels play at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. And then the Blue Jays in Seattle, they'll oppose each other this evening at Safeco Field. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here from Burlington, where the rains have come. It was brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Dale Thompson. We have a good amount of time to talk to you about some wonderful reasons to come out to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, the 4 remaining games we have at home before the All-Star break. Well, let's start with the All-Star game itself. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of June, 3 weeks from last night, a 7 o'clock start. Rob Dibble, who brought in our biggest crowd ever at the annual Hot Stove Banquet benefit Tanager Place, Rob Dibble will be in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. We will be broadcasting the game. Our good friends from On Media, Mediacom, they will be telecasting the game live, and it'll be more than just a baseball game. It will be a festive, memorable event at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. That's Tuesday, June 22nd. You can order your tickets simply by calling our box office at 896-7560. That's 896-7560 for the Midwest League All-Star Game, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, June 22nd. But before that, we have 4 remaining home games in the first half. Thursday, June 10th, Perfect Game will be presenting baseball cards, the 2004 Kernel set, to the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans, regardless of age or gender, to come to the game Thursday, June 10th. The gates open at 6. We play Beloit. We get underway at 7 for Perfect Game baseball card night. And remember, Casey Kochman, Dallas McPherson, and Jeff Mathis were all in the 2002 Kernel set of Perfect Game baseball cards. And, of course, last year we had such stars as Alberto Cayasso, Eric Ibar. Those fellas were in the set last year. This year, of course, we'll have Brendan Wood and Quan Cosby and Micah Posey, even though he's been promoted. Some wonderful cards to collect. Brandon Wood, Howie Kendrick, and Bobby Wilson, some guys who will make a name for themselves in the next several years as they make it up towards the big leagues. Perfect Game baseball card night, Thursday, June 10th. Friday the 11th, Commercial Federal Bank fireworks night. Nothing is more enjoyable in minor league baseball than knowing that after the ball game you get to take in a spectacular hair-raising fireworks show. And Commercial Federal Bank will be putting on that as it's their night at the ballpark, Friday, June 11th, Commercial Federal Bank fireworks night. The game starts at 7 against Beloit. Saturday the 12th, a 7 o'clock start. We'll be welcoming kids from Anamosa and Hiawatha for their Kids League night, and nothing like a Saturday night in early June or mid-June to come out to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium and enjoy Kernel baseball. Then we'll wrap up the 4-game series with the Milwaukee Brewer minor leaguers with McDonald's Baseball Glove Day, Sunday, June 13th. The first 1,000 youngsters 12 and under will receive a McDonald's baseball glove on Sunday, June 13th. The gates open at 1, and you'll want to come early to make sure you're among the first 1,000 kids 12 and under to garner one of those McDonald's baseball gloves. This isn't a batting glove, it's a fielder's mitt. From McDonald's, June 13th. Well, that gives you a look ahead at some of our upcoming attractions and promotions at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's still raining steadily here, but the skies do look a lot brighter to the west, so I see no reason why within the next half hour or so that Kernel right-hander Abel Marino should be on the hill and making his 10th start of the year. The Kernels went down in order in the top of the first inning. Quan Cosby grounded out to second. Brandon Wood struck out on a full count pitch, and Bobby Wilson bounced one over the hill and was thrown out by the second baseman. First pitch swinging in that Kernel first inning. We're going to send it back. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We've got a perfect opportunity to do this, and that is congratulate our winner from last night's Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. We'll have our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge for you in the 5th inning here at Community Field when action resumes. But last night we stated the following. Only 2 players in modern baseball history have had over 700 at-bats in a season. We told you last night that one of them was Philadelphia's Juan Samuel in 1984. We asked you who the other was. We told you that he was a speedster with the 1980 AL champion Royals. And indeed, Willie Wilson was the correct answer to the Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Ken O'Rourke of North Liberty, Iowa, logged in on our website, emailed us with the correct answer. Willie Wilson, along with Juan Samuel, the only two players in big league history to have more than 700 at-bats in a season. Willie did it as a member of the Royals in 1980. The skies continue to brighten to the west, and the rain is letting up a little bit. Still coming down, and I think the umpires made the wise call because that downpour we had just 5 minutes ago threatened to ruin the field for the rest of the evening, but I think we're going to be all right. Of course, we have the luxury of sending it back to the zone. ESPN Radio 1600. Deb Williams is standing by there as our in-studio engineer, and we have sports programming from ESPN that will bring you during this break here from Burlington. The rains came in the top of the first inning. The Colonels went down in order. Abel Marino will be taking the hill when action resumes as the Colonels try to bounce back from a very sloppy and lethargic effort last night as we dropped the series opener to the Bees 5-2. We'll be back. I'll be speaking with our in-studio engineer throughout this, what we hope will be short rain delay in Burlington. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, no score. We'll be checking in with you again soon. You're listening to Curl Baseball on Zone.
Hey, everybody, gonna get on down. Hometown Restyling. Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Visit our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the incredible possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Give us a call at 378-1221.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey, how was the trip?
Great. Thanks for getting my mail.
Anytime.
Wait, where's my new copy of ESPN the magazine and my free messenger bag?
I don't know. Gotta run.
Hey, is that my bag hanging on your chair?
No.
The hottest magazine out there is offering the coolest deal. Just call 1-877-ESPN-MAG today and get 26 issues for just $1 an issue. Call now and you'll receive a free ESPN the magazine messenger bag to carry your 26 issues around in style.
Deb Williams. John Rogers back at Community Field in Burlington, and we're going to be sending it back to Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. The tarp is on here. The rain appears to be lightening up some, and I have very optimistic feelings and observations that we will get this game resumed fairly soon from Community Field. Right now, though, we're going to send it back to the zone. Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer. She'll put the satellite back into action, and we'll hear from ESPN national programming. We're going to the bottom of the first inning, but we're in a holding pattern here. The tarp is on, and a rain delay in Burlington. We'll be back with you in the next 15 minutes or so, but right now, let's rejoin ESPN radio programming on the zone.
Cedar Rapids Colonels, that's a good time roll. Play ball! Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels Baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels Baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
We welcome you back to Community Field in Burlington, where the tarp is being rolled towards the right field foul line, down the right field line, and we should be resuming action here shortly after a delay of about 30 minutes. The Kernels batted in the top of the first inning against right-hander Greg Atenzio and went down in order, and Abel Marino will be given ample time to warm up and take to the hill. A little bit of attention will be given to the dirt portion of the infield, but the tarp was put on in good enough time that it shouldn't take much longer to get this field back into good shape and resume action. A unexpected squall or storm of about 25 minutes. Of that 25 minutes, it rained hard for about 10 to 15 minutes, and indeed the Kernels are popping back out of their first base dugout and will do some calisthenics, some limbering up, some throwing and running. And as I look down below, there's a couple of members of the B grounds crew, one with a shovel, and he's applying some diamond dye to the two batting boxes. They did a great job getting the tarp on here just in time to prevent any chance of us not being able to continue action. The Kernels start play tonight as the grounds crew continues to get this field ready to resume action. The Kernels start play tonight with a record of 29 wins, 22 losses, a game back of Kane County in the Western Division first half standings. And between the Cougars and the Kernels, second place Peoria, the Chiefs are 29 and 21. They're one half game out. Kane County is playing in Clinton tonight, and Peoria, the second place Chiefs, are in Davenport to take on the Quad City River Bandits. We told you a bit about the upcoming attractions on our next four-game homestand. Well, we now understand this game will restart at 8 o'clock, so we are going to give you that as a reminder, and we're going to send it back to Deb Williams and the Zone here in just a few minutes. But with the restart of this game slated for 8 o'clock, I wanted to give you the phone number again to call to be a part of the big event coming to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium 3 weeks from last night, June 22nd, the All-Star Game, the Midwest League All-Star Game. Rob Dibble will be there, a national radio personality and a terrific speaker. Rob Dibble helped bring out the biggest crowd we've ever had for our annual hot stove banquet to benefit Tanager Place. He'll be there. We just got great news today that Mediacom will be televising the game live from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, the All-Star Game on Tuesday, the 22nd of June. You can be a part of the event, the festivities, the fun. It's more than just a baseball game. There'll be fireworks to follow the game on June 22nd. 896-7560 is the number to call, 896-7560 for Kernel tickets. Speaking of fireworks, Commercial Federal Bank will be putting on our fireworks show as part of our next homestand Friday night, the 11th of June. Commercial Federal Bank Fireworks Night on Friday, June 11th. We told you about the other fun promotions that are a part of that four-game homestand beginning Thursday, June 10th. Perfect Game Baseball Card Night. The first 1,000 of you Kernel fans will receive a set of 2004 Kernel baseball cards from Perfect Game. That's the Academy, the Baseball Academy, right across from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium on Rockford Road. Again, those baseball cards go to the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans to come to the game Thursday, June 10th. Against Beloit, the gates open at 6 o'clock. Friday the 11th, Commercial Federal Bank Fireworks Night. Saturday, we play at 7 o'clock, June the 12th, Saturday evening, June 12th. Check that, we play 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock to 12th. And then the 13th, Sunday of June, Sunday, June 13th, McDonald's Baseball Fielding Knit Day. The first 1,000 of you youngsters 12 and under, girls and boys, will receive a McDonald's baseball glove suitable for sandlot or Little League play. The grounds crew continues to work on the diamond following a unexpected early evening shower here in Burlington. We're going to send it back to the Zone and pick up where we left off on ESPN programming, and we will bring it back here just short of 8 o'clock, about 5 till 8. So in about 10 minutes, we'll rejoin you here from an overcast, cool evening in southeastern Iowa, Community Field at Burlington, where the Bees bat in the bottom of the first after the Kernels went down in order in the top of the first inning. Kernel baseball is just ahead, and we'll have it for you in about 10 minutes. Right now, though, let's rejoin ESPN Radio on the Zone. John Rogers reporting from Community Field in Burlington.
In the company. That's going to have to be a little more specific than that.
Don't be left out of the herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
Every June, the big guns in golf descend upon Dublin, Ohio. And this year, it's Eddie's Tournament.
Will it get there? Yes, it will.
Watch Tiger, Sergio, BJ, and Ernie battle it out at Muirfield as one of the most competitive seasons in golf you love.
Oh, what a good shot that is.
The Memorial Tournament, presented by Morgan Stanley. Live first-round coverage begins Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
This is a road like no other, where the journey is not for the money, but for the love of the game. This is the road to Omaha, the road to the College World Series. Catch the NCAA Super Regionals June 12th through the 14th with ESPN College Grand Slam on pay-per-view. To order, call DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV, Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH, your local cable company. Games telecast locally may also be included in ESPN College Grand Slam. Game subject to local blackouts. Subscription subject to applicable sales tax. Commercial locations require an appropriate licensure.
Get excited for the 2004 WNBA season.
Put it up and got it. Lauren Jackson. A three-point.
The rookie sensations have arrived.
What a key move by Elena Beard. Taurasi, she is special.
Taurasi, Beard, Powell, and Willen join the world's best in women's basketball for another sizzling summer. The WNBA plays all summer long on ESPN2 and ABC Sports.
ESPN Classic.
Get the network that brings you the greatest sports in history.
From Namath to Koufax.
From McEnroe to Jordan.
The greatest heroes.
In their greatest games.
Plus, the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning Sports Century.
Revealing profiles inside the lives of legends.
And Re-Classic.
Movies for sports fans every Sunday night.
No wonder the LA Times calls ESPN Classic the best channel on television.
To get ESPN Classic, call your local cable or satellite provider now.
Mark Kestisher with the Game Night Express update on ESPN. The Yankees, Gary Sheffield, thrown out at the plate, and that ends the fourth inning. Baltimore 5, and the Yankees 3 coming up on ESPN 2, just over an hour from now. The Red Sox and Anaheim, Pedro Martinez look to end the Red Sox 2-game losing streak. NBA draft news, Wisconsin junior guard Devin Harris expected to make an official announcement tomorrow on his status for the draft or return to Madison. Illinois forward Roger Powell withdrawing his name from the draft. French Open live on ESPN tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. Ladies semi scheduled, including American Jennifer Capriati off the win over Serena Williams. She'll take on Anastasia Moschina, who knocked off Venus Williams in the quarters. All the scores coming up about 11 minutes from now. Back to Chuck Wilson and Sean Salisbury.
Mark Kestisher, one of the very best in the business. I cannot remember ever seeing Mark Kestisher in a bad mood. Now, that's hard to say about anybody, you know, because he's been here several years.
Oh, you were not at the softball game today. That was not in a good mood.
Mark Kestisher.
Competitive juices flowing. No, my lack of athleticism would make anybody sour.
Game night on ESPN Radio alongside Sean Salisbury. I'm Chuck Wilson. Let's go to the Mike Williams situation, because this is something Southern California, your alma mater, wide receiver Mike Williams. His agent, Mike Azzarelli, says that Mike Williams will apply to the NCAA for reinstatement. Boy, there are a lot of hurdles here. What do you see happening?
Well, there's some major hurdles. There's going to be a precedent set with Mike Williams if this happens. Now, I think through all this draft stuff that Mike Williams was the one who got the short end of the stick, to be honest with you. You go, people inform you, they pass this, where the underclassmen can go, Mike follows what they say, and then 2 days before the draft, they say, sorry, no mas. Or Mike made his mistake, was dropping out of school just after spring semester started and limiting his options. Had he have stayed in school, and then that wouldn't be a problem. But as I see it now, you apply for a hardship case or whatever, and maybe he goes to summer school and makes up those credits or what have you. So that'll be a case. And then the big, real touchy part, Chuck, is he hired an agent.
Right. And you can only imagine how much money we're talking. I mean, how could you possibly pay all that?
That's exactly right. And maybe there's something that says that he has to agree through the NC2A and to the university. I don't know how it happens. There's going to be a fuss either way.
But there's no reason. Why can't you make a special exception and simply you're the NCAA and say, hey, look, this is a special situation. It is not precedent-setting, we're going to argue, because of the special circumstances and the fact that the National Football League forced to make him really eligible at the time.
No, Chuck, and I agree. And we're not going to argue about that because, while we talk about precedent-setting, I agree that this could be a special case. Now, not because USC is my alma mater, because I'll be honest with you, Mike Williams or no Mike Williams, they still may be, along with LSU, the best team in America. Their best players were freshmen and sophomores. Now, bringing back a top 10 pick obviously is nice. And if you're Matt Leinart, that's what you'd like to have done. So
but we're looking at fairness.
No question.
There's an opportunity, maybe. I'm not saying the NCAA has to make it quote-unquote easy, but there ought to be some road here that can be tried.
And I don't want it to be. I agree that he works or what have you, that his agent or where he got the money from or what have you talks about the situation and agrees with the NC2A that it'll get paid back to him in some way, shape, or form. And on the other side of that, that Mike has to get back and get his credit, spend his whole summer in summer school and get going, working towards graduation.
Now, does the NCAA, their lawyers at the NCAA, quietly make a call to the NCAA and say, if you could find a way, this might be a good idea here? Because I would think that this would give some credence to a lawsuit against the National Football League if he is denied.
Let me tell you something. If he is denied, the NFL is going to catch a lot of hell from the Mike Williams side, and there'll be a major lawsuit.
I wonder if there is a stand on. Don't you think there might be that phone call behind the scenes, just quietly?
If everybody's
saying,
smart.
Yeah.
If everybody's smart. So if Mike gets back in, but you know what, Chuck, this is also a case where I'm sure Mike doesn't want to sit out because he wants to play football. But even if he just worked out for the next year, Mike Williams still good. Matter of fact, Mike Williams may be a higher pick next year by sitting out than he would have this year going in. So, but I would like to see it because you're right. A special case, sometimes special cases need to be made. And if it doesn't, and the NC2A does not allow him, you're going to see this thing turned right back on the NFL. There's absolutely no question about it.
I'll say this. It may be that the NCAA gives him a path, but it may be that he can't follow that path. In other words, it may be something where there's so much money that he's got to return, and there's no easy way to do it, and there's no real mechanism. But I would think it would be in everybody's best interest to at least give him some path that he can follow. Hey, if you do A, B, and C, we can do this.
No question
there ought to be
about
at least some way to do it.
I would agree that you make there an incentive, and like I said, whether it's the academic, I always believe a guy ought to be working towards graduation, Chuck, because you never know when.
And good evening from Radio 1600 here at The Zone. We take you back now to John Rogers.
In-studio engineer Deb Williams, thank you very much. Following a 49-minute rain delay, Abel Marino is set to go in the bottom of the first inning against the Burlington Bees on a cool, overcast, and no longer rainy Wednesday evening here in southeastern Iowa. Let's set the Kernels for you defensively as Chris Lubanski bats here in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Aaron Peel in left, Quan Cosby in center, Blake Balkum in right for the Kernels. The infield has Matt Brown at third. Up the middle, Brandon Wood at short. Sean Rodriguez is at second. Matt Pauley at first. The catcher, Tommy Duenas. And on the hill is Abel Marino. 4-2, a 3.88 ERA. Abel, 20 years old, from the Dominican Republic, was 10-0 last year with the Provo Angels. Joined the Kernels for the stretch run and helped us in our quest to make the Midwest League playoffs that came just up a little bit short. Abel was 1-1 with the Kernels last year. Chris Lubanski, the leadoff batter, one of two Kansas City Royal first-round draft picks playing here in Burlington. Lubanski hitting .235, a left-handed batter. Turned down a scholarship offer to play baseball at Florida State. He has 2 homers, 16 RBIs, and now he's walking back towards the B third base dugout, so we're not quite ready to go yet. All Lubanski wanted was the weighted batting donut. Lubanski nothing for 3 last night. A sacrifice bunt in the 8th inning helped the Bees tack on an insurance run in their 5-2 victory. Matt Brown is already in on the grass, a good 10 feet at third. The lights are on here. A utility vehicle is making its way off the crushed gray limestone warning track and now into the Colonel right field bullpen. Burlington's community field, there's not quite any place like it in the Midwest League. The closest to it would be Beloit's Pullman Field. Your first impression is, well, wow, this is a beautiful high school or junior college facility, but it really is a big part of the community here in Burlington. That's a population of just over 30,000 here. There's no grandstand roof. It's an open-air structure with 4 rows of green box seats and then 20 rows of aluminum planks that serve as bleachers. That's the grandstand. Down the left field line are more bleachers. And down the right field line is a raised wooden picnic area. It's 400 feet to dead center, and the first pitch to Chris Lubanski is high, ball one, according to plate umpire Chris Bakke. Lubanski stands straight away from the left side, wears his white trousers just below the tops of his knees, and looks at a strike called from Abel. A 6-2 winner in his last start Friday at home against the Lansing Lugnuts. Allowed 2 runs on 8 hits and 7 1/3, struck out 6, walked 1. Lubanski swings at a changeup and misses, strike 2. That prompts Matt Brown to backpedal to almost a normal depth at third. Matt is a good 20 feet off the line, though, for the left-handed batter, who's down on strikes. A changeup, and Chris Lubanski fans, there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Now Angel Sanchez will bat. Angel Sanchez, 263 hitter, a homer, 14 RBIs. Nothing for 4 last night. Angel Sanchez is a right-handed hitter from the Dominican Republic. He hit .270 in a full season with the Bees last year. 2 homers, 35 driven in. A letter-high fastball is a strike called from Abel Marino. We had just over 500 here last night. A few more here this evening. A ground ball past the mound into center for a base hit. Angel Sanchez hit it hard right through the box. He has 9 steals in 12 tries. And he's a threat to run with the Bees' best hitter at the plate, Mitch Maier. Mitch Maier reached with 2 outs in the first inning last night against Michel Samar. Originally ruled an error on Matt Pauley at first. Changed after the game to a double. So Maier was 1 for 4 with a 2-out double in the first, and he scored to make it 1-0 Bees. He's a left-handed batter, a first-round draft pick of Kansas City, and he takes a curve for a strike called. Mitch Maier, M-A-I-E-R, from the University of Toledo. Arizona League All-Star last year. He hit .350. Ball one is high and away from Abel. .350 was Maier's average. 14 doubles, 2 homers, 45 runs driven in 51 games. A throw to first, and Angel Sanchez back standing up. Bob Davidson, the former big leaguer, umpiring on the bases, is nestled in between the mound and second base on the grass. Just to the right as Sean Rodriguez, the second baseman, looks in towards home plate, just to the right of Sean. Quan Cosby's shifted way around into left center field. Throw to first, and Angel Sanchez back again, standing up. Abel Marino is blessed with very long fingers. I held my palm up to his, extended my fingers. There goes the runner, and a pitch swung on and tipped foul at the feet of the batter. Strike 2 on Mitch Maier. I held my hand up to Abel's, and his fingers were a good 1.25 inches longer than mine, and I could palm a basketball. Aaron Peel playing near the line in left. It's .338 down the line in left, .318 down the right field line, and a 16-foot high dark green wall in center for the batter's eye. Maier hits one to deep right, down the line. Balcom may not get it. Blake dives, and he made a sensational catch. And it's going to be a double play. Balcom to Rodriguez to Pauley, and a sensational double play started by Blake Balcom in right. Mitch Maier pulled the ball high and deep to right, down the line. Blake Balcom left his feet fully extended, made a terrific, sensational diving catch, and then turned it into an inning-ending double play. It went 9-4-3 to end the inning. Balcom to Rodriguez to Pauley, and Blake Balcom took a run away from the Bees and prevented Burlington from taking the lead here tonight. In the first for Burlington, no runs, 1 hit, no Kernel errors, and a sparkling play in right by Blake Balcom to rob the Bees of a run. They stranded no one. After the 49-minute rain delay, we go to the top of the second inning. Kernels nothing, Burlington nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Pop quiz. Your team is going to a party with lollipops, a pacifier, and toy angel wings. You think she's going to A, play charades, B, relive her childhood, C, take a drug called ecstasy. Innocent-looking candy and toys are associated with the use of ecstasy, a drug that can cause brain damage, heart failure, and even death.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the Partnership for a Drug-Free Iowa.
Rev it up! Get the key to buying and selling your next vehicle with the Corridor edition of Wheels for You. This automotive publication is available in over 400 locations near you every other Friday. Pick up your free copy today and put yourself in the driver's seat with Wheels for You. Call 800-397-8234 to place your ad today or visit us online at www.corridorwheelsforyou.com. Wheels for You, a publication of Gazette Communications.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
After a sensational catch down the line and right, diving to his left, Blake Balcom turned it into a double play and prevented the Bees from taking the lead in this game. A breaking pitch is low to Matt Brown. Matt is the cleanup batter in the Allen Motor Company order, leading off the second inning, no score. Greg Atencio pitched against the Kernels Friday, May 7th in our home ballpark. A no decision in a B 10-8 victory. Ball 2 outside, a fastball. Atencio pitched 4 innings on May 7th, gave the Kernels 7 runs, 6 earned on 7 hits. Greg struck out 2 and walked 2. Matt Brown hitting at .247 with 11 homers, 41 RBIs, both club highs. A 2-0 curve is a strike called to Brownie. Matt, a right-handed hitter, reached base 3 times last night, walked twice, was hit by a pitch. He was 0 for 1. The 2-1 to the Colonel cleanup man is smacked foul into the backstop for a strike. It's 2-2. The B outfield plays Matt deep and straight away. Burlington has struggled in the first half. They're 9-19 here at home, and they're 8-16 on the road. 13.5 games out of first, in 8th place in the 8-team Western Division first half standings, but they don't play like that against us. A fastball whisked right by Matt Brown, strike 3 swinging. 1 away, 4 in a row, retired by Greg Atencio. Burlington is ranked second to last in the league in pitching with a 4.64 ERA. They're hitting .220. That's the lowest average in the league, and they've hit the least amount of home runs, but they've beaten the Kernels 3 out of 5 games this year. Blake Balcom muscles the first pitch high and out of play to the right, strike 1. Blake 3 for 3 last night, scored both Kernel runs, upped his average to .281, and was elevated into the number 5 slot in the Allen Motor Company order. 3 homers, 16 RBIs for Balcom. A fastball to Blake is high. Atencio is making his 11th start of the year, 56 in the third innings pitched. He's given up 58 hits. Fanned 46 and 56 in the third, walked only 18. So he's a good control pitcher. His changeup on a 1-1 count to Balcom is low for ball 2. Blake, a 5th-round pick of the Angels last year out of Florida State. Swings and tips one foul into the mid of the catcher. It was a changeup. Blake steps all the way out of the dirt batting circle. No score, top of the second. The lights are on here. It's cooled off considerably after the 49-minute rain delay. A curveball is chopped back to the mound. And fielding it right at his belly button and throwing Blake Balcom out as the hurler, Greg Atencio. Blake hit it hard on one hop, but the pitcher helped himself with good reflexes, and that's now 5 straight retired by Greg Atencio. The Kernels have to get things straightened around by being a bit more patient at the plate. That is, drawing more walks, working deeper into counts, and not getting themselves out by swinging at pitches outside the zone. Easier said than done at this level where everyone's eager to prove themselves with the bat. Tommy Duenas grounds one fair past first. He'll round first and maybe try for two. Nope, Tommy holds on as Brian McFall outside the right field foul line picks it up. It came to a halt in that wet grass. Tommy Duenas has the Colonel first hit of this game, a two-out single. He hit it off the end of the bat and bashed it between the first baseman Kila Ka'aihue in the bag. It died down the line in right, but Brian McFall got to it before Tommy could motor into second. Aaron Teal at the plate. Aaron helped the Colonels score their first run of last night's game with a single in the fifth inning. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Right-handed batter Aaron Teal, 1 for 4 last night. Hitting .219 with 6 homers, 14 RBIs. A throw to first, and Tommy Duenas returns standing up. 1 on, 2 out for the Colonels in the top of the second inning. Greg Atenzio has not hit a batter this season in over 57 innings. A fastball low and away to Peel, and Aaron is even on the count now, 1-1. He steps out and takes a look at Justin Bachman. Justin is flashing signals from the third base coaching area. Bobby Magallanes watching this one from the Colonel first base dugout. Peel checks his swing on a breaking pitch, and it dipped low for ball 2. The flagpole is nestled deep into right center field above the wall. A curve evens the count. It's a strike, 2-2. And atop the flagpole, Old Glory is unfurling with a left to right bent, meaning the wind is blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. A swing and a miss on a curveball. Aaron Teal down on strikes to end the Colonel's second inning. No runs, 1 hit, a 2-out single by Duenas. There were no B errors. The Colonels lead 1, our first stranded in 2 innings. Greg Atenzio has struck out 3 Colonels in the first 2 innings, and after an inning and a half, it's the Colonels and Bees scoreless from Community Field. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
This is the time of year when people are giving and receiving lots of presents for weddings, showers, and graduations, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you gift wrapping paper should not be disposed of in your blue recycling box. Instead, reuse your gift wrapping paper for other special occasions or put it in your regular garbage for collection day. Remember, don't put gift wrapping paper in your blue recycling box. Thanks from Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling.
Summertime means Kernels baseball, sunlight until 9 o'clock, watermelon and lemonade, taking the kids to the swimming pool, and a host of other leisurely pursuits. Comfort Solutions by Banks stands ready to ensure that your family stays cool when you're busy with all of your summer fun. Comfort Solutions by Banks are your indoor comfort specialists. With all of the fun activities that fill up your summer, it's comforting to know that the Comfort Solutions by Banks family can take care of your family. Comfort Solutions by Banks is proud to offer your family personal and caring service. If something goes unexpectedly wrong with your home's cooling system, you can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks to provide you with courteous and professional service under any circumstance. Enjoy your summer and let the family at Comfort Solutions by Banks take care of yours.
After an inning and a half on an overcast, cool Wednesday evening in Burlington, no score between the Bees and the Kernels. The Colonel record on the road in the first half is 11 wins and 10 losses. We have 18 games remaining in the first half, counting this one here tonight in Burlington, and 14 of those 18 are on the road. Brandon Powell, the cleanup batter, a left-handed hitter, does some landscaping with his black spikes on the dirt that had to be reworked following the 49-minute rain delay. Brandon Powell was 1 for 3, and he walked in the first, and he's hit by a pitch to open the second inning. Brandon Powell just got nipped by a pitch errant from Abel Marino, and Burlington has the go-ahead run aboard on a hit batsman here in the bottom of the second inning. We're just making a few little mistakes here and there that You hate to see a ball club make this part of time of the year into early June. You would think that some of those learning adjustments would have occurred, but Abel certainly didn't mean to hit the batter, and he barely did nip him. There he goes. A pitch, a strike. Tommy Duenas' throw. Save! Oh, the Kernels argue. Brandon Wood argues with base umpire Bob Davidson, but to no avail. Tommy Duenas threw from his knees, and he threw a perfect peg in front of the bag at second. Brandon Wood puts a tag on the head-first sliding Brandon Powell, who swipes his second base of the year. Yeah, Burlington's playing like the club with absolutely nothing to lose here in their home ballpark. Ball one drifts outside to Adam Donahue. Donahue was a big part of the Bee victory last night. A 2-out single in the first put the Bees ahead 1-0. Donahue was 2 for 4. He's hitting .209, a homer, 15 RBIs, left-handed batter, straightaway stance, and Abel misses high for ball two. No score, bottom of the second. The Bees may be hitting .220 as a team against the league, but they're hitting a robust .269 against Kernel pitching this year, so they get well against us. Ball three is a changeup low, and good patience shown by Adam Donahue. He's worked the count in his favor, 3-1. A check of the runner at second, and a foul off the batter's foot runs the count full to Adam Donahue. He hobbles all the way across the dirt batting circle into foul ground. Now walks behind the dirt batting circle, trying to shake off the effects of bashing that 3-1 delivery off his right foot. Adam Donahue, second round pick of the Royals in 2002, out of Orlando. He's 6'2", 175, and he's batting fifth in Jim Gabella's Burlington lineup. Now he steps out, so Abel Marino steps off. A hit batsman and a stolen base. And the Bees have a runner at second with nobody out. A high pop foul drifts into the third base bleachers. Count remains full to Donahue. I stepped it off earlier this afternoon. From the dugout to the foul line is 65 feet here at Community Field. That's a long way. That means there's a lot of foul ball ground room. Dancing in behind the runner at second is Brandon Wood, and Brandon Powell returns to the bag safely. The Bees have a runner at second, nobody out here in the second inning, trying to break a scoreless tie. And punching another Abel Marino 3-2 pitch foul off to the left is Adam Donahue. We'll play here again tomorrow, 6:40 dugout interview time. And then, of course, the Ask the Manager show with Bobby Magallanes Friday evening at 6:40. The third 3-2 pitch to the catcher is looped to shortstop. Brandon Wood has it for the first out of the inning. Back to second goes Brandon Powell. Adam Donahue was way out on his front foot and hit a humpback looper to the shortstop. Brandon Wood had to come in a few steps. Caught it at his ankle tops on his backhand side for the first out of the inning. Kila Ka'aihue. The ball has a different sound when it comes off this fella's bat. He's a big man, 6'3", 230. Left-handed batter, just 20 years old, from Hawaii. And a breaking pitch is a strike called to Kila Ka'aihue. He started Burlington's 3-run second last night with a booming shot off the center field wall over the head of Quan Cosby. Left-handed batter with power. And he mashes one foul outside the Kernel first base dugout for strike two. Kila's hitting .235, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. And he's batting in a 0-2 situation now. Abel Marino trying to pitch around a hit batsman and a stolen base that started this B's second inning. Kila takes the fastball high, and Tommy Duenas may have been crossed up, so Tommy hustles the ball back out to the mound. Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim organization last night. Former Kernel first baseman 2 years ago, Casey Kochman, helped lead the parent Angels to a 7-6 triumph in Anaheim last night over Boston. Casey Kochman, the former Colonel, had 2 hits, drove in a run, scored 3 times in the Angels' 7-6 win over the Red Sox. The 1-2 to Kila Ka'aihue. Grounded to second. The runner goes to third as Sean Rodriguez throws out Kila Ka'aihue 2 away here in the B's second inning. Abel Marino is within an out of getting out of a second inning jam. AAA Salt Lake lost to Tucson last night 5-4. Former Colonel lefty Dusty Bergman, pitching for AAA Salt Lake, spun 2 scoreless innings in relief and struck out 3 in the Salt Lake 5-4 loss to Tucson. Brian McFall, a right-handed hitter, bounces 1 foul past third, strike 1. McFall is hitting 181, no homers, 12 RBIs. Brian was 2 for 3 last night. He singled and scored in the 8th inning on a wild pitch to make it 5-1 Burlington. The Bees withstood a late rally by the Kernels and won it 5-2. Ball 1, a fastball inside to McFall. Brian stands straight away from the right side. He's batting with 2 out, and the go-ahead run at third, Brandon Powell, here in the bottom of the second inning. Marino from the stretch delivers a curve low and away for ball 2. Arkansas in a slugfest turned back Wichita 15-10. Alberto Kayaspo had 3 hits for the Travelers. Swing and a miss by McFall on a good fastball low and away. Kayaspo set the all-time Cedar Rapids record for hits in a season as a Colonel last year. He had 3 hits, drove in a run, scored 3 runs. Dallas McPherson had 2 hits, 3 RBIs. He leads the Texas League now with 44 RBIs, this former Colonel, Dallas McPherson. Ball 3 is high, a fastball. The count full now to the number 7 hitter, Brian McFall. Runner at third, 2 away in Burlington's second inning. Nick Gourneau, a Colonel outfielder 2 years ago, had 3 runs driven in the Arkansas win, and former Colonel right-hander Johan Irvin Santana picked up his 2nd win of the year for the Travelers. Here's a line drive into left center to put the Bees ahead 1-0. Burlington has Brandon Powell trotting home, and the hit batsman cost the Colonels a run here in the second inning. Brian McFall, a 181 hitter, lined a single into left center. Burlington does what they did last night so well. They jump on the Colonels early and lead it 1-0. Oh, those 2 out hits with the Colonels have come through with so much in this first half of the season, now going the Bees' way. On a 3-2 pitch, McFall lined it into left center to put the Bees ahead 1-0. There goes the runner, a pitch low, and the throw to second, not in time. A stolen base for Brian McFall, his 7th of the year. Yeah, when your record's 17-35 and you're playing a club like ours in contention, you put pressure, you just play with reckless abandon. The Bees have nowhere to go in the standings. They're 17-35. They can take every chance available to them to put pressure on the Kernels. Now Bobby Magallanes comes out to the mound, and he's really giving it to Abel Marino. Bobby was very upset about how the ball club played last night. Very lackadaisical, lethargical, and they didn't play well. Just whether we'd have won or lost, Bobby would not have been pleased last night and wasn't pleased with the Colonel effort. Bobby Magallanes back into the Colonel first base dugout. Brian Graham took the first pitch from Abel low for ball 1. We're really hurting ourselves by not executing the little things. Another runner in scoring position now for Burlington. And a ground ball foul past first evens the count to Graham 1-1. This B club has given us fits this season. Johan Irvin Santana, a Colonel starter 2 years ago for Arkansas, upped his record with the AA club of the Angels to 2-0. He scattered 6 hits, walked 2 over 5 innings, struck out half a dozen. Graham, a left-handed batter, didn't play last night, and he hits one high in the air to deep right center. Quan Cosby going back. In front of the warning track, Quan has it. Brian Graham flies to center to end the second. The Bees capitalize on a hit batsman and a stolen base, and they take the lead with 1 run on 1 hit. 1 hit batter, 2 stolen bases, no Colonel errors. Burlington leaves a runner aboard, and after 2 innings, it's the Bees 1, the Colonels nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Colonels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, Tuesday. Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. The Freedom Festival Great Cardboard Boat Regatta is Sunday, June 27th. Your mission is to build a boat from cardboard capable of racing the course 3 times. Cardboard courtesy of Warehouser is at the Stickle Warehousing parking lot, 308 29th Street Northeast. The Great Cardboard Boat Regatta, part of the Cedar Rapids Freedom Festival, June 24th through July 4th. Further instructions for this mission are online at www.freedomfestival.com. This recording will get very wet.
Matt Pauley opens up the third inning for the Kernels, who trail at 1-0, ball one high and away to the first baseman. Now he nubs one foul into the B third base dugout. Matt is struggling with the bat. He's still hitting .279, 3 homers, 25 RBIs, and he'll come out of this mini tailspin any at-bat now, I can tell you that. Matt, nothing for 4 last night, looks at a slider at the knees for strike 2. Matt 2 for his last 19, but still hitting .279. Ball 2 is outside. Continuing and finalizing our look at the Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization. Rancho Cucamonga turned back Inland Empire 5-3 last night. A high pop foul headed towards the third base B dugout. Plenty of foul ball ground room, and Matt Pauley's struggles continue as Adam Donahue catches it. Matt Pauley fouled out to the catcher, who came trotting over near the B third base dugout. We are really struggling offensively, and when you're doing that, you have to bunt and walk and hit and run and steal bases and scratch out runs. That's what you have to do. Sean Rodriguez takes up an in-ball 1. Sean batting for the first time tonight, nothing for 5 last night. Batting .256, 4 homers, 15 RBIs. A breaking pitch is at the knees for a strike to Sean. Mike Napoli, David Gates, and Greg Porter each had run-scoring doubles in the Quakes' victory last night. Phil Wilson, who pitched with us 4 or 5 years ago, the big right-hander, 6 feet 8 inches tall, scattered 5 hits over 7 innings. He ran record at 3-4. Sean Rodriguez cranks one foul into the B third base dugout. The count even now to Sean, 2-2. Howie Kendrick not in the Kernel lineup for the second straight night here in Burlington. Phil Wilson now 3-4. A great Kernel reliever from earlier this spring, Von Sturzbach, pitched a scoreless ninth, and he now has 5 saves for Rancho Cucamonga. The fourth hurdle to strike out during the early going is Sean Rodriguez as he takes a slider low and away. Strike 3 called. 2 gone in the Kernel third inning. The top of the order, Quan Cosby. Burlington leads at 1-0. Von Sturzbach now has 5 saves for Rancho Cucamonga. Their record 24-27. A curve is a strike to Quan, who faked a bunt. Quan rolled out to second in the first inning. Base is empty, 2 away as the Kernels bat in the third, trailing the Bees 1-0. Atenzio delivers low, a curveball. Greg did not figure in a decision in his last start. That was in Battle Creek, Michigan, Friday night. Gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. 3 of the 7 hits were home runs in 4 2/3 innings in a B 8-7 win against the Battle Creek Yankees. A curve is low to Quan, ball 2. Chris Lubanski is shading Cosby over to left center. A breaking pitch is low, and Quan's ahead now, 3-1. We had a 45-minute delay in this game after 1/2 inning due to some unexpected showers. strike two called on the outside corner, a fastball. Now the count full to Cosby. The Kernels have found Community Field a very tough place to play during my 9 years with Kernels. The Bees have been affiliated with the Giants, the Reds, the White Sox, and the Royals in my 9 years in the league. Klon keeps the count full as he pops one in the air foul into the third base bleachers. Another payoff pitch from the Bee right-hander. Swung on and missed, strike three. And the Kernels continue to strike out at an alarming rate. In 3 innings, Greg Atencio, with a 2-5 record, an ERA of over 5, has whiffed 5 Kernels. The Kernels go in order in the top of the third inning. We'll get her going here. Just got to be patient and play well in the fundamentals. The Bees come to bat in the home half of the third. They own a 1-0 lead over the Kernels, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your European insurance agency, Sheets, Forrest, Draper, Insurance, Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets, Forrest, Draper, and Marion about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Butterflies in your stomach. You know the feeling, like when you're not sure you found the best loan. Well, set those butterflies free. Talk with a knowledgeable banker at Wells Fargo. Whether you're interested in a home equity loan, mortgage, or auto loan, they can help you find a product that's just right for you, including unique financing options you won't find anywhere else. And every Wells Fargo loan has competitive rates and affordable payment options. So be sure you found the best loan. Call or visit Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and Equal Housing Lender.
Dan Patrick and Ron Dibble.
Jeffrey Lyons, mover reviewer for the NBC TV in New York.
I don't want to get political. You don't go hunting with an assault rifle.
I do, because those birds damn deserve it.
Here it goes!
Rex, there's nothing left on the bird. What are we going to eat? Don't worry about it. I've got some turkey pot pies and plenty of porn at home. You're more than welcome to stop over. Bring the family.
The Dan Patrick Show. Days on ESPN Radio.
Last night's series opener from Nicaragua. He went to the University of Tennessee. He's first up against Abel Marino, and he fakes a bunt, and sliders a strike called to Sevilla. Walter hitting 168, a homer, 8 RBIs. He's the number 9 hitter, the DH. He's not a big guy. In fact, he's only 5'8", 170. Went to Coral Gables High School in Florida before becoming a Tennessee Volunteer. Ball one is inside as Sevilla has to lift his arms up to prevent from being hit. He stands right on top of the plate, and he stands up in the box. And he nubs one to the left side. Matt Brown cuts it off and throws out Walter Sevilla. One gone in the B third inning. They lead it 1-0. Top of the order, Chris Lubanski struck out in the first inning. Let's take a look at action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Gary Schubat. Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. This afternoon at Wrigley Field, the Astros out the Cubs 5-1. And today at Pro Player Stadium, it was the Reds knocking off the Marlins 3-1. The Reds are the surprise team in the National League Central. Chris Lubanski pops the first pitch foul just far left. Here at Community Field, off the end of his bat, strike one. Lubanski's a left-handed hitter. In San Diego this afternoon, in 10 innings, the Padres edge Colorado 2-1. A number to third. Matt Brown was in on the grass and has plenty of time to throw out Chris Lubanski. 2 gone in the third inning, and the batter Angel Sanchez. This afternoon in the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, Texas knocked off the Indians at Jacobs Field 5-3. In 10 innings, Oakland for the second game won over the White Sox in extra innings. In 10 innings this afternoon, the Athletics 3, the White Sox 2. Oakland scored 1 in the 9th and 1 in the 10th. Ball one is up and in to Angel Sanchez. He singled in the first inning. They're already in the bottom of the 8th at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. The Mets and Phils are tied 3-3. A high pop-up to shallow center. Brandon Wood drifts about 10 feet out into shallow center to gather it in. And a 1-2-3 inning for Abel Marino as Sanchez pops to short. We go to the top of the fourth inning. We'll continue our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard when we return to Community Field in Burlington, where Burlington leads it 1-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Is Tim Kirkchin a metrosexual? Have you ever waxed your body hair?
Absolutely not.
Do you moisturize daily?
No.
Does a gay man ever hit on you?
Yes.
Did you like it? Tim Kirkchin's grade. Golick was an 8. I was a 29. Your score is a 10, which means you are a possible future metrosexual.
Closer to Golick.
Can I tell you what you were 1 point away from in the 0 through 9 point range? The first line would have been stud. You're a manly man.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Hi, this is Mike.
And this is John.
From Double N. Hey, John, you want to play a game of darts?
No thanks, Mike. I'm making a batch of my homemade bratwurst.
John, do you want to play a game of Golden Tee Golf?
Not now, Mike. I'm making the sauce for today's lunch special.
Hey, John, do you want to play a game of pool?
Maybe later, Mike. I need to finish making today's delicious soups. Hey, Mike, got time to play a game of Silver Strike bowling?
No thanks, John. I'm hungry. It's time for lunch at Double N at the corner of Ellis Boulevard and F Avenue in Cedar Rapids.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
A curveball to Brandon Wood. His right-hander Greg Atenzio. We're already in the top of the fourth inning. Last night's game only took 2 hours and 10 minutes. Swing and a miss by Brandon on a high fastball. He's in the hole 0-2. Bottom of the sixth inning as we continue to check scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In Atlanta, the Expos lead the break 6-3. They're 0-2 pitches outside of fastball to Brandon Wood. They're in the top of the seventh at PNC Park, and the Cards lead Pittsburgh 5-3. The 1-2 to Wood is dribble foul behind the plate. Brandon struck out first inning. He leads off in the fourth inning with the Bees up 1-0. Later tonight in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Giants and Devil Rays in Phoenix. A ground ball corked hard to third. Mitch Maier has it and throws low, and it gets by Kila Ka'aihue, and Brandon Wood will go to second base. Mitch Maier let up on his throw, and it was in the dirt. It got by Kila Ka'aihue for a two-base error. That error by Mitch Maier, his 13th of the year, he just let up on his throw and took too much off of it, tried to guide it over there, and an error has Brandon Wood at second with nobody out. Well, errors cost the Kernels last night in the 5-2 loss. Let's see if the Kernels can make something of this opportunity given to us on a throwing error by Mitch Maier at third. Brandon Wood hit it hard on a two-strike pitch, but Maier had plenty of time to throw, but threw it in the dirt, and it got by Kila Ka'aihue. Now, in the American League, or continuing in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Brewers and Dodgers will play later tonight at Chavez Ravine. Bobby Wilson bounced the first pitch he saw in the first inning over the mound for a ground out. A big yellow hammer is a strike as Greg Atenzio continues to get that curveball over on first pitches. Bobby Wilson, .324 average, serving as the DH, batting third in the Allen Motor Company order. Right-handed batter. And he drives one in right center. This will be caught by Brian McFall. Tagging at second is Brandon Wood. He'll try for third, and he is safe. Brandon Wood makes it to third on Bobby Wilson's fly ball to right. Bobby will be given a much-deserved congratulatory reception in the Colonel first base dugout. He did his job. He hit the ball into right center and got Brandon Wood over to third for Matt Brown. They're in the bottom of the sixth inning in Detroit, and the Tigers are ahead of Kansas City 2-0. The Yankees trail at home to Baltimore 5-4 Orioles in the top of the sixth inning. At the Metrodome, the Devil Rays with a 2-0 edge over the Twins. That's in the top of the fifth. Matt Brown struck out to lead off the second. Ball one is high to the Colonel cleanup batter. Leading run producer Matt Brown. And a ball gets by the pitcher, and scoring is Brandon Wood. I've never seen anything like that. Brandon Wood has scored as the catcher, returning the ball to the pitcher, Greg Atenzio. It got over his head. That'll be an error, I believe, on Adam Donahue. And the Kernels literally are given a gift run here in the fourth inning to tie the game 1-1. Yes, a throwing error on the catcher allows Brandon Wood to score the tying run. Now a big swing and a tipped foul into the glove of the catcher, Adam Donahue. Strike one, Matt Brown. Bases empty, one out. We're tied at 1 here in the fourth inning. Brown swings at a high fastball, misses, strike two. Later on tonight in the American League, as we finish up our check of the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Red Sox take on our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, in Southern California, and Seattle will host the Blue Jays at Safeco Field. Matt Brown smacked one deep but foul down the left field line. Matt Brown put a charge into that one, but he's still in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He made a bid for his team-high 12th homer of the year, but it hooked foul for a long drive. Nothing much to report about the teams ahead of the Kernels in the standings. Matt Brown, a big cut and a miss. Strike three swinging. Boy, Greg Atenzio has a lot of giddy up on his fastball. He's now struck out 6 Kernels in 3 2/3 innings. Blake Balcom tapped back to the mound, or rather didn't tap back. He hit it sharply back to Greg Atenzio for a 1-3 putout in the second inning. Blake, with a spectacular catch earlier in this game, took a run away from the Bees in the very first inning. Ball one high to Blake Balcom. Peoria is playing in Davenport. The Chiefs lead the Kernels by a half game in Western Division first half standings. No score with Quad Cities in the 6th inning. Breaking pitch low and away to Blake, ball 2. And Kane County's just underway in Clinton. No score in the first inning. That game must have been delayed by rain in Clinton. Blake Balcom's ahead now 3-0 as he takes low. The Kernels have tied the game on a pair of B errors here in the 4th inning. The 3-0 to Blake. Strike one called. No, ball 4. The umpire waited forever, and then so did Blake Balcom and I. But no strike was called by Chris Bakke, the plate umpire. And the Kernels have the lead run aboard with 2 away here in the 4th inning. 1-1 the score. Brandon Wood reached on a throwing error by Mitch Maier to open this inning up. Wound up at second base on the overthrow to first. Went to third on a fly ball out right by Bobby Wilton and scored when the catcher, Adam Donahue, failed to connect with the pitcher, throwing the ball back to the mound when Matt Brown was at the plate. Tommy Duenas pops the first pitch foul over the backstop behind home plate. Tommy singled with 2 outs down the first base line into right his first time up. That was with 2 away in the second inning. Tommy hitting at 196, 4 homers, 11 runs driven in, a throw to first, and ball come back safely. Blake is 4 for 6 in stolen base attempts. The Kernels lead the league in steals. Balcom not running. A slow curveball is swung on and missed. Strike 2 on Tommy. Justin Bachman calling the shots at third base. He's the Kernel hitting coach. He's coaching at third this evening. Blake is not running. Tommy grounds one to third underneath the mid of Mitch Maier into left for a base hit. Balcom will go to third. The throw there in time. Blake Balcom thrown out trying to go from first to third to end the Kernel 4th inning. Credit Tommy Duenas with his second hit as he grounded one in the hole through the left side. And then the left fielder, Brian Graham, threw in, and let's see who was covering third. Mitch Maier, the third baseman, got back to cover third, and Blake was out 7-5, left field to third base. In the 4th inning, 1 run for the Kernels on 1 hit, a walk, 2 B errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man on, lose a man trying to go from first to third. No problems with that. That's good hustle by Blake Balcom, putting pressure on the defense. He was thrown out, and that ends the Kernel 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and we're all tied up at Community Field 1-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just getting ready to kick your butt.
Right.
And mess up your hair? You just wish you could look this good. No, nothing but that. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it? Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah. So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters to come out looking good? No, for some of us that comes naturally. The Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me. Oh, so that's why your hair never moves. Oh, you're funny. Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time. Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Burlington order in the bottom of the fourth in a 1-1 game. Mitch Maier robbed an extra base hit and a spectacular catch in right by Blake Balcom. He turned it into a double play to end the B first. A lollipop curve high to the left-handed batter Maier. Now a fastball, and that one is corked foul past first base. Mitch got the barrel of the bat on that one, but he's even on the count 1-1. Matt Brown is playing a good 25, if not 30 feet off the line at third. And Quan Cosby shifted into right center. Mitch breaks his bat and bounces one to second. On one hop, it's fielded by Rodriguez and Sean on to first. Mitch Maier broke his bat. The barrel of the bat went hurtling into the screen, protecting the fans sitting just to the home plate side of the Colonel first base dugout. Man, Mitch Maier really tore that bat in half. They're just now gathering the pieces to be Bat Boys. One on in the Burlington fourth inning. We're tied at 1, and that is now 5 straight set down by Angel Marino. He misses high to Brandon Powell. Powell was hit by a pitch, stole second, and scored on a 2-out base hit by Brian McFall back in the second inning. A pitch is upstairs for ball 2. We'll have our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge for you in the top of the 5th inning. Get ready for it by logging on to our website, www.kernels.com. A ground ball past the mound to the second baseman. Sean Rodriguez has his second straight assist, and Sean has 3 assists already tonight playing second base. Brandon Powell hit it sharply just to the left of Abel Marino, but there was Sean Rodriguez to gobble it up and make the play. 2 away now in the B4th inning. You'll want to log on to www.kernels.com for your chance to win a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop in our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. That comes your way in the top of the 5th inning. 2 away in the B4th, and we're tied at 1. Adam Donahue takes high for a ball. He looped a humpback liner to shortstop Brandon Wood. His first time up, and a strike is in, a changeup from Marino. The 1-1. Grounded to the right side. Sean Rodriguez dives to his left, and from right field gets the batter. Adam Donahue was robbed of the hit on a terrific play to his left by Sean Rodriguez, who threw the side out from second base in the 4th inning. Abel Marino is on a roll. He's retired 7 straight B hitters. The Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge is coming your way next as we head to the top of 5th. The Colonels and Bees are tied at 1. And you're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
There's a dream that lies in your heart to tell you you're one of
The numbers 7, 8, and 9 men in the Allen Motor Company Kernel order will take on right-hander Greg Atencio, Atencio, as we head to the top of the 5th inning here in Burlington, all tied at 1. Each club has 2 hits. Aaron Peel lifts the first pitch of the 5th inning high in the air to shallow right center, and coming on the right fielder to grab it, 1 pitch, 1 out, Brian McFall in right field. Called it, took it. Time for your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. Our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Log on now to www.kernels.com, Kernels. Then click on the link on the right side of the home page to email us with your name, address, phone number, and this evening's date, June 2nd. That's what you need to do now to answer our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. A changeup drops into Matt Pauley, strike 1. Pauley fouled out to the catcher, opening up the 2nd inning. Another changeup, and that's ball 1 in the dirt. In your email to us, we need your name, address, telephone number, and this evening's date, June 2nd. A curve, and it just missed inside to Matt. Ball 2. Matt Pauley, a left-handed batter. 3 homers, 25 RBIs. 1-1 the score here in Burlington. Pauley pops one foul off to the left. The count even 2-2. Our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. We need the answer to this question. Roger Maris beat out the same person twice to win the American League MVP in 1960 and 1961. Who was the runner-up both those years? A ground ball through the middle is a base hit for Matt Pauley. Matt hit it right on the button and lined it right through the middle at the feet of Greg Atencio, and Matt Pauley has the 3rd Kernel hit of the game. Good to see Matt driving that ball through the middle. That's what you need to do when you're in a hitting tailspin. Roger Maris beat out the same person twice to win the American League MVP in 1960 and 61. Who was that runner-up? We need the answer to that question. That's our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. You've logged on to www.kernels.com, Kernels, and you've hit the special link on the right side of the homepage. A double play ball to short. Angel Sanchez has it, steps on second, throws the first double play. Sean Rodriguez stepped into the first pitch and hit it sharply on 2 hops to the shortstop, Angel Sanchez, who turned it into an easy 6-3 twin killing. In the Kernel 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors. The Kernels leave a runner or leave nobody on. We're moving quickly. After 4.5, the Kernels and Bees are tied at 1, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Unless you have a crystal ball that really works, nobody can foresee all the risks that might become realities. Most of us don't have a foolproof crystal ball, though. That's why it's sensible to consider the calamities that might occur to your car, home, business, or life, and insure yourself against the worst. See Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent, about a well-planned insurance program for your individual needs. The future is uncertain. See your Pekin insurance agent, Phil Andrews, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Hi, this is Dave Town with 5 Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Would that surprise you? It shouldn't. 5 Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, 5 Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
For Burlington in this 1-1 game in the bottom of the 5th, they'll send up left-handed slugger Kila Ka'aihue to face right-hander Abel Marino, who's pitched very well. He's set the Bees down in order the last 2 frames, retired 7 in a row overall, and Ka'aihue looks at a changeup upstairs, ball 1. 1-1 the score. Abel with another let up, and that one's a strike. One more time, our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. You've logged on to our website, hit the special link to answer the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. We need your name, address, phone number, this evening's date, June 2nd, and the answer to this question. Swing and a miss by Ka'aihue on a fastball, Abel challenged him on the inner half and won that one. It's 1-2. Now ball 2 is upstairs. Roger Maris beat out the same person twice to win the American League MVP in 1960 and 1961. Who was the runner-up? All 3 in the dirt, and it's a full count to Kila Ka'aihue. That's our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge here from Community Field in Burlington. Abel ready with the payoff delivery. Here it is. Swing and a foul straight back as Ka'aihue tried to give the Bees a lead of 2-1 with that swing. Another payoff delivery. Jackhammered way out of here, but foul down the right field line. Boy, Ka'aihue had that one measured off pretty well, but was out in front of it, and quite a battle shaping up here to start the bottom of the 5th between Kernel right-hander 20-year-old Abel Marino and Kila Ka'aihue. A third 3-2 pitch is headed home. High and away, ball 4. A leadoff walk in a 1-1 game is not the way that the Kernels wanted to start the 5th inning, but they'll have to live with whatever consequences result. Maybe we can get a double play. That's a comforting thought, isn't it? Brian McFall with a 2-out single back in the 2nd inning. Drove in the B-only run so far. 1-1 our score. McFall hitting .181. Drives one into center, but right at Quan coming on. Snares it for the first out of the inning. Brian McFall got pretty good wood on it, but it had enough air time, as they say, for Quan to rush in and catch it. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Brian Graham, the left fielder. Hard to believe that we're in early June and much of the crowd here is wearing jackets, sweatshirts. It's just a cool Wednesday evening. It's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow, so let's hope that forecast is right on. A throw to first, and Kila Ka'aihue, who doesn't have any steals this year, is back standing up. We had a 49-minute rain delay after the first half inning here tonight in Burlington, but we've sailed along since then at a very quick pace. A pitch out, and that's a little bit puzzling because Ka'aihue is the last guy I think that would be stealing in a 1-1 game, but you never know. The Bees have already stolen 2 bases, so perhaps not too bad of a piece of strategy by the Kernels. Now ball 2 is outside a fastball to the left-handed batter Brian Graham. Brian Graham did not play last night. In our 4-game series with Burlington back in early May in our ballpark, he was 2 for 13. He whistles one fair past first. This could give Burlington the lead. Kila Ka'aihue is rounding second. He's chugging to third. They're going to stop him there on a double smack past first by Brian Graham, a 180 hitter. Ooh, Brian Graham moves the go-ahead run into third. He's in scoring position for Walter Sevilla. Boy, these Bees are something against us. They are really something. They're hitting .220 as a team, but against the Kernels, they're batting .269. You can't explain things like that, why one team does so poorly hitting against the rest of the league, but why they do so well against us. It's one of those mysteries of baseball. A leadoff walk has the go-ahead run at third for Burlington here in the 5th inning. Another man in scoring position, and ball 1 is upstairs to Sevilla. Walter Sevilla. Man, oh man, did Brian Graham ever belt that pitch from Abel Marino hard past Matt Pauley at first. Now ball 2, a changeup in the dirt, and Eric Bennett, the Kernel pitching coach, may be coming out at any moment to try to help the Kernel right-hander Abel Marino, who hurt himself when he walked Kila Ka'aihue to start this inning. Walter ahead 2-0, right-handed batter. Take a curve inside, ball 3. So now Marino's 1 pitch from loading the bases. You know how remarkably consistent the Kernels have been this year? We have not lost a series all year, and we have not lost 3 games in a row all season. There's a strike on the inside corner, and we have to remember that as we're in a little bit of a funk right now. We lost 13-1 Sunday, 5-2 last night. We're tied 1-1 here this evening in the bottom of the fifth. The Bees have runners at second and third with only one out. Ground ball fair past third will make it 3-1 Burlington. The Bees lead it 3-1 on a double by Walter Sevilla. Walter Sevilla slides safely to second with a two-run double. His batting average this year, 168. He's batting 168. Burlington owns the Kernel pitching staff. It's that simple. Walter Sevilla grounded one sharply past third. No chance for Matt Brown, and the Bees lead it 3-1 here in the fifth inning. And it's hard to explain how a team like Burlington can just have their way with the Kernels, but unfortunately that's the way it's happened so far this season. Chris Lubanski, nothing for two, will bat with a chance to make it 4-1. Ground ball sharply hit to Matt Pauley. Matt makes a super stop, steps on the base, a one-hop smash by the leadoff batter Lubanski is fielded by Matt Pauley for the second out of the inning. On third went Walter Sevilla. The names of the guys beating the Kernels, well, last night a 200 hitter Jeff Berry with a two-run double in the second inning. Tonight, Walter Sevilla, a 168 batsman with a two-run double. So we're not being beaten by the very best hitters in the league, but here's a squeeze, and it's going to be fair ball. Burlington leads it 4-1. That's a beautiful bunt single by Angel Sanchez. The Bees beating the Kernels any old way they want to. Walter Sevilla scores on a two-out squeeze bunt, nestled down the third base line. Angel Sanchez makes it a difficult task for the Kernels now as we fall behind 4-1. Angel Sanchez with his 15th RBI of the year. A squeeze bunt single. Burlington playing as though they're in first place in the Western Division first half standings. Bobby Magallanes very upset last night at the play of the Kernels. You could tell just by his demeanor and his body language, and he can't be too pleased here tonight. 4-1 Burlington. And now a balk has been called on Abel Marino as the Kernels continue to come unraveled here in the fifth inning. A balk charged to Abel Marino, another runner in scoring position for the Bees, the batter Mitch Maier, their best hitter with a .303 average. Even though it hurts to see how poorly the Kernels have played in this series, you have to admire the spunk which Burlington has played. A high looping pop-up to the left side. Matt Brown squeezes it for the final out of the inning. Well, the Kernels will have to do something that they could do very well last night. That's play catch-up in the fifth inning for Burlington, 3 runs. A leadoff walk started it. 3 hits, including a 2-run double by a number 9 hitter hitting 168 and a squeeze bunt single with 2 out. There are no Kernel errors. That's a positive. And the Bees lead 1 man on. They've stranded 2. All right, we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Burlington Bees 4, the Kernels 1, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Save big on all your outdoor projects now at Menards, and don't pay till 2005. Protect your deck and driveway with big savings on stains and sealers. And don't pay till 2005. A gallon of Thompson Solid Water Seal Deck and House Stain is on sale for just $9.98. A 5-gallon pail of 2-year Blacktop Driveway Sealer is only $11.99. With no interest or payments till 2005 when you put it on your Menard Big Card. Reside your home with premium vinyl siding on sale. And don't pay till 2005. While you're shopping, enter to win a Pontiac GTO. See store for details. Plus, save big at Menards on everything to build a deck, put up a bench, and new storage building with no interest or payments till 2005. Now during project days at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The official grand opening is June 18th, but the all-new Jones Golf Course Clubhouse is now open. This 4,000-square-foot facility is complete with a full-line pro shop. The concession area includes spacious indoor seating, and there's an outdoor patio for over 60 people. Jones Golf Course lets you feel like a club member without the high prices. Shop the Golf Pro Shop at Jones Golf Course now and take $10 off any regularly priced men's golf shirt. Choose from Nike, Callaway, and Tabasco brands. See Rapids Golf, serving your needs to a T.
Complete. A terrific play by Angel Sanchez to get Quan Cosby. Quan on an 0-1 pitch slapped it to the left side, and Angel went deep in the hole, backhanded it, and got Quan by half a step. 2 pitches, 1 out in the Kernels' 6th inning. Runs have been hard come by for the Kernels in the last 3 games, but by no means are we out of this one. Only down by 3, 4-1 in the 6th inning. Brandon Wood has scored the only Kernel run of the game. He reached on an error by the third baseman Mitch Maier in the 4th inning and scored on a throwing error by the catcher Adam Dunhee, throwing the ball back to the pitcher. Brandon nubs one foul up the first base side. The Kernels need to take stock of themselves now. Not easy to come into a ballpark that the opposition with the worst record in the Midwest League, they're ready for you. They want to make their first half of the season by pouncing on you, and that's what the Bees have done. They've sung us pretty good. Swing and a tip foul behind home plate. Brandon in the hole, 0-2. Couple that with just terrific Burlington pitching. Last night, the hurler was Ambiorix Burgos. He came into the game with an 0-6 record and an ERA of over 6, but he beat the Kernels. Tonight, we're facing Greg Atendio, 2-5 with a record of an ERA of over 5, but he's had us off stride all evening. Ball 1 in the dirt to Brandon Wood. One of the things you learn in this great game of baseball is to be patient and persistent. You just don't have times when you don't go through tough times. A ground ball to deep short and a high throw, but safe at first as Kila Ka'aihue came off the base. Angel Sanchez will likely be charged with a throwing error. He went deep in the hole to field a chopper off the bat of Brandon Wood. His throw to first was high, and it caused Kila Ka'aihue to come off the base, and they haven't ruled on it yet. I think they'll give the shortstop his 12th error of the year. They do. It's an error, the third of the night committed by the Bees. And now the Kernels have 1 on, 1 out, trailing 4-1 here in the 6th inning. Bobby Wilson, the batter. Bobby is grounded to second and flown out to right. His fly ball out to right was instrumental in the Kernels scoring their only run of this game in the 4th inning. A 2-run fifth, or a 3-run fifth by the Bees, and it all started when Kila Ka'aihue drew a walk. He later scored. Bobby Wilson hits a double play ball to third. It's booted, and everybody's safe. Mitch Maier has made another error, and that opens an opportunity for the Kernels. Bobby Wilson pulled the pitch, grounded it right to Mitch Maier at third, and he lost the handle. It would have been, it should have been rather, an inning-ending double play, but instead, Burlington commits their 4th error of the game. They have given the Kernels a golden chance now to climb right back into this ball game. Mitch Maier, with his 2nd error of the evening, his 14th of the year. The Bees have now made 4 errors, yet lead the game 4-1. Matt Brown will try to cut into the Bee lead. He does as he ripped one into left field, rounding third and trying to score, and scoring is Brandon Wood, and it's 4-2. Brandon Wood scores on a base hit into left by Matt Brown. The Kernels have made it a 4-2 game. Matt Brown laced it into left. The left fielder fumbled it. Brian Graham, in his haste to make a throw home. Then he kept Bobby Wilson at second as he lobbed it back into the infield. Matt Brown, with his team-high 42nd RBI of the year, has pulled the Kernels to within 2, and the Kernels have taken advantage of the Bee miscues here in the 6th inning. Now, one of the best hitters in this series, Blake Balcom, who was 3 for 3 last night, has wrapped back to the mound and walked this evening. Wilson at second, Brown at first. A curve, and that one's ripped into left center, and it's going to be a diving effort by Lubanski. He can't get it. Bobby Wilson will score to make it 4-3. Stopping at third on a double by Blake Balcom is Matt Brown, and it's 4-3 Burlington. Bobby Wilson scores on a double, pasted into left center by Blake Balcom. Chris Lubanski, the center fielder, dove headlong to his right in the left center field gap, got a glove on it, but could not make the grab. Bobby Wilson scored from second to make it 4-3 Burlington. Matt Brown went to third. Blake Balcom with an RBI double has pulled the Kernels within a run here in the top of the 6th inning. Blake Balcom was 3 for 3 last night, and he has his first hit this evening, his 17th RBI of the year. And out to the hill goes the skipper of the Bees, Jim Gabella. It's 4-3 Burlington, but the Kernels have runners at second and third with only one out. Blake Balcom driving one into left center. Chris Lubanski just about made a spectacular diving catch to take a run away from the Kernels, but he could not hold on to it. Bobby Wilson scored from second, and the two errors have cost the Bees dearly here in the sixth inning. Now driving one high and foul off to the left is Tommy Duenas. Tommy could put the Kernels ahead. He could tie the game with a ground ball or a fly ball. Matt Brown at third, Balcom at second. Tommy Duenas is 2 for 2 tonight. And suddenly, with some help from the B infielders, the Kernels are within a run of tying this game. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Tommy was tied up in knots on that slow curveball from Greg Atencio. Duenas will have to battle out of an 0-2 count now. An 0-2 hole. Tommy, key man in the inning. A ground ball or a fly ball would likely tie this game. The catcher, Donahue, sets up outside. The pitch it inside, and that's ball one to Tommy Duenas. Burlington has some action stirring in their bullpen. You need a telescope to see way down that left field line, and we have spotted right-hander Steve Bray throwing. Second, third, one out for Tommy Duenas. A curve, and that's looped down the left field line for a base hit. It should give the Kernels the lead. Matt Brown scores, followed by Blake Balcom, and the Kernels have vault ahead here in the top of the sixth inning, 5-4. Tommy Duenas is 3 for 3. Duenas delivers a two-run single down the left field line to give the Kernels a 5-4 lead here in the top of the sixth inning. And how's that for a big night at the plate for Tommy Duenas? He's 3 for 3. The Kernels capitalize on 2 B errors here in the top of the sixth, and then get 3 straight hits from Brown, Balcom, and Duenas to vault ahead 5-4. Now spanking one foul down the right field line is Aaron Peel, strike one. Well, Greg Atencio was sailing along until a throwing error by Angel Sanchez and a boot at third by Mitch Maier helps bring the Kernels loose here in this 4-run sixth inning. A throw to first, and Tommy Duenas is back safely. 5-4 Kernels here in the top of the sixth inning. A 2-run double for Tommy Duenas. The Bees, even after the error with one out by their shortstop Angel Sanchez, still should have been out of the inning as Bobby Wilson hit a sure double play ball to third baseman Mitch Maier, but he fumbled it. It laid at his feet, and then he had no play. There's still only one out here in the Kernels sixth inning. Peel's the seventh man to bat, and Aaron is in the hole 0-1. He's nothing for 2. He's struck out and flown to shallow right, and a fastball is inside to Peel for ball one. Well, the Kernels came unraveled a bit in the fifth inning. Were stung by a leadoff walk issued by Abel Marino, but the Bees have suffered from poor fielding here in the Kernels sixth. A beautiful curveball drops in for a strike called to Aaron Peel. He's in the hole 1-2. Steve Bray, a right-hander, continues to warm up in the B left field bullpen. A 23-year-old from the University of New Haven in Connecticut. But Greg Atencio is still on the hill, and he's ahead of Peel. He lobs to first, and Tommy Duenas is back standing up. It's one thing for a club to make consecutive errors. It's another thing for a club to capitalize like the Kernels have. Here's a line shot bullet. One hop into left field. Brian Graham in front of it, and Tommy Duenas advances into scoring position. Aaron Peel on a 2-strike count ripped it into left, and that for the Kernels is their 4th straight hit off of right-hander Greg Atencio, and it looks like the Bees may have to pull him here in this. They are. That's going to be it for Greg Atencio. A change on the hill for Burlington. Greg Atencio goes 5 1/3 innings. And in 5 1/3, he's given up 5 runs. We'll have to determine how many of them are earned on 7 hits. Listen to the hand for Greg Atencio. The right-hander struck out 6. He walked 1. And the new pitcher for Burlington is Steve Bray, B-R-A-Y. Steve Bray is the new pitcher for Burlington. Bray coming on in relief for the starter, Greg Atenzio. Steve Bray, 1-2, pitching in his 10th game, a 3.86 ERA. In 23 1/3 innings, he's given up 24 hits. He has fanned 28 batters in 23 1/3, only walked 3 men in 23 1/3, and the league hitting .264 against right-hander Steve Bray. It's 5-4 Kernels here in the top of the 6th inning. All of this started when Brandon Wood reached on a throwing error by shortstop Angel Sanchez with 1 out. Bobby Wilson then hit a double play ball to the third baseman who couldn't handle it, sending Brandon to second. Bobby reached. Matt Brown made it a 4-2 game as he lined a single into left, scoring Brandon Wood, sending Bobby to second. Blake Balcom, who had 3 hits last night, then doubled into left center to score Bobby Wilson and make it 4-3, and it sent Matt Brown to third. Tommy Duenas on a 2-strike pitch, looped one down the left field line, plating both Brown and Balcom to give the Kernels a 5-4 lead, and then Aaron Peel on a 2-strike pitch hit a missile into left field for his first hit and chased the starter, Atenzio. Now, none of the runs the Kernels have scored tonight are earned. None of the runs the Kernels have scored tonight off Greg Atenzio have been earned. Matt Pauley looked good in his last at-bat as he bashed a single through the box, but was erased in a double play. Matt Pauley with 2 on and 1 out, facing right-hander Steve Bray. Steve is from Connecticut, and he was taken by Kansas City in the 14th round of last year's draft. Swing and a miss by Pauley as Bray reared back and blew a fastball by Matt. Steve Bray was 4-2 in 15 relief appearances with the Arizona Rookie League Royals last year. 3 saves. He's appeared against us once. That was in our home ballpark on Sunday, May 9th. Ooh, a curveball. Looked low, but it was called a strike, and it's 0-2 to Matt Pauley. Bray on Sunday the 9th of May pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, struck out none, walked none. He's ahead of Matt Pauley, 0-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, a high fastball, a snap throw to first, and diving back in is Aaron Peel. Ooh, good old country ball from Steve Bray. He came up and into Matt Pauley and had Matt tied up in knots, and he struck him out on 3 pitches. Let's see if Sean Rodriguez can keep this big 4-run 6th inning going with 2 on and 2 out. I'll say this for Matt Pauley. He got his money's worth on the 2 swings he took. He really swung hard. Sean Rodriguez always swings hard. And he lifts one foul. The third baseman, Mitch Maier, drifting towards the B dugout on the warning track material, has it, I think. No, he could not. He could not hang on to it, apparently. He went to a new gray concrete restraining wall beyond the B third base dugout. He got a glove on it. I lost sight of it. I had to rely on the reaction from the crowd. They said, oh, meaning that Mitch Maier just couldn't hold on to it. And usually when that happens, something good happens for the opposition. In other words, Sean Rodriguez, given a second opportunity, could come through with something clutch and big here for the Kernels against Steve Bray, the right-hander. A curve is low for ball 1. The Kernels have taken advantage of 2 errors, have 4 hits in this inning, and have catapulted ahead of Burlington 5-4. Duane is at second, Aaron Peel at first as Rodriguez stands motionless. Look out, a curveball goes over Sean's noggin for ball 2. Sean is compact, strong, and fearless. Sean Rodriguez, 19-year-old from Miami, Florida. Open stance, rests his white ash bat right on his back shoulder for his launch position. And takes a fastball downstairs for ball 3. The man who started this Kernel 4-run uprising is on deck, Quan Cosby. Could he possibly bat here in the 6th inning? The 3-1 from the reliever. Jackhammered into center. Chris Lubanski has a beat on it, though. Chris waits and has it. Sean Rodriguez flies to center. Terrific relief effort from Steve Bray to put out the fire. The Kernels 9 men to the plate in the 6th inning, scored 4 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 B errors. The Kernels leave a pair and have stranded 4. After 5.5, the Kernels have their first lead of this series, 5-4 over the Bees. And you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernels players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
Abel Marino, who surrendered 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, now has a one-run lead with which to work as we go into the home half of the 6th, 5-4 Kernels. The final line on Greg Atendio, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 runs, none earned on 7 hits. He fanned 6, he walked 1. Brandon Powell, the cleanup batter for the Bees, will lead off in the bottom of the 6th for Burlington. This game has had a lot of different twists, including 4 Burlington errors, a 49-minute rain delay after the Kernels were retired in order in the top of the 1st inning. Brandon Powell has been hit by a pitch, stolen second and scored, and then he's grounded out to second. He backs away from a pitch just inside from Abel Marino. 1-0 to the left-handed batter, Brandon Powell. Ball 2 is high and away. Powell, an 8th-round pick of Kansas City out of Coastal Carolina a year ago. And a fastball is high. It's 3-0. Nothing doing. Well, now there is someone up in the Kernel right field bullpen. Let's see if Abel can come back and get this batter. I think he can, even though he's behind 3-0. There's a strike on a fastball. And the left-handed batter may be taking again on 3-1. Right-hander Alan Buckley is up in the Kernel bullpen. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Abel has come back to run the count full. Outfield plays this cleanup batter with no homers and 5 RBIs. Straight away, Brandon Powell. He chops one to second. Sean Rodriguez moves in a few steps on to first for the out. Sean's had a sparkling game in the field for the Kernels. That's his 5th assist. And credit Abel Marino. He fell behind the batter 3-0, came back and got Powell on a bouncer to second. We're back at home from this 8-game road trip to Burlington and South Bend, following a day off on Wednesday the 9th. We're back at home Thursday the 10th. And it's Perfect Game Baseball Academy Kernel Baseball Card Night. Adam Donahue, 0-for-2. Looks at one high and away, ball 1 from Marino. Now a changeup low and away, ball 2. Abel falls behind the left-handed hitting catcher. On Thursday, the 10th of June, the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans to come to the ball game will receive a set of baseball cards from Perfect Game. A broken back comebacker, and Marino has it. Fires to Matt Pulley, and 2 are gone here in the 6th inning. Adam Donahue bounced one back to the mound, 2 away. And the batter, Kila Ka'aihue, he started all the trouble in the B's 3-run 5th inning when he drew a leadoff walk after fouling off 2 3-2 pitches. The first 1,000 fans, regardless of age or gender, to come to the ballpark Thursday, June 10th, will receive a set of Kernel baseball cards sponsored by Perfect Game Baseball Academy. The gates open at 6 for a 7 o'clock start Thursday, June 10th. A curve, a strike to Ka'aihue, and now ball 1 up and away. Abel Marino working with the bases empty, 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Kernels hold a 5-4 lead. A curve is high, ball 2. Abel has gone, well, the longest he's gone was his last start, 7 1/3 innings. Last Friday at home versus Lansing, he was a 6-2 winner. The 2-1, swing and a miss by Kila as he tried to pull an outside fastball. Friday, June 11th, Commercial Federal Bank will put on a dazzling fireworks display following the ball game against Beloit. That's Friday, June 11th. A 2-2 delivery taken just low and outside. The count full now to Kila Ka'aihue. Ka'aihue. I really struggled with his name last year, but said it enough times that it just rolls out now like I was born in Hawaii. A high pop foul behind the dish. Tommy Duenas gives chase, but it lands up on the screen just out of play behind home plate. Ka'aihue fouls off a 3-2 pitch. Friday, June 11th, Commercial Federal Bank fireworks night. Abel into his windup, another payoff offering, and this one is tapped foul off the batter's foot. It rolls halfway up the first base side. Alan Buckley working in the Kernel bullpen. Depending on what happens to this batter, it could be the last batter that Abel faces tonight. A high, deep drive to right, way back at the wall. Blake Balcom on the track, has it. Kila Ka'aihue from the Rainbow State created Rainbow. If he hit one high and deep, Blake Balcom went on the warning track, 365 feet away, and brought it down safely. Kila Ka'aihue narrowly missed tying this game with his 5th homer of the year. As we take a deep breath, Ka'aihue just missed tying this game. Blake Balcom caught it on a warning track, 365 feet away. Down in order go the Bees in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Kernels come to bat in the top half of the 7th, clinging to a 5-4 lead over Burlington. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Winning requires determination, energy, power. At Alliant Energy, we know the power of teamwork. Our team gives its all every day to deliver reliable power to you. We're committed to meet the growing needs of our customers. Delivering safe and environmentally friendly energy keeps us focused. Our dedication to serve our customers keeps us on our game. And that's a winning combination.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion High-Vs are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion High-Vs believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion High-Vs encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion High-Vs, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
Quan Cosby tries to bunt his way on and pushes a bunt foul as he opens up the 7th inning. 5-4 Kernels. Quan, nothing for 3 tonight. Had 2 hits in the Kernel loss last evening. Drove in both Kernel runs. Quan is grounded to second, struck out, and grounded to short. He's facing right-hander Steve Bray for the first time tonight. And he spins out of the way of a pitch up and in for ball 1. Quan hitting .247. 2 home runs, 14 runs driven in. Kila Ka'aihue narrowly missed tying this game on a 3-2 pitch as he hit it high and deep to right. It was cut by Blake Balka to end the 6th inning. Quan cuts on a fastball and missed it. Strike 2. Quan steps out, taps his spikes with the handle of his bat. Steve Bray on in relief for Greg Atenzio got the final 2 outs of the Kernel 4-run 6th inning. He just misses inside with a fastball. Burlington's middle infielders are all the way back near the edge of the grass. The 2-2 to the Kernel leadoff man is swatted foul into the backstop. The count remains 2-2 to Quan. Sunday, June 13th is McDonald's Baseball Glove Day. We'll get underway at 2, but you'll want to get there a lot earlier than that if you want to be among the first 1,000 girls and boys 12 and under to receive a fielding glove from McDonald's. The gates open at 1 for McDonald's Baseball Glove Day. Quan hangs tough and fouls one off to the left. Great to see Quan improving by leaps and bounds as a batter, a base runner, a center fielder. He still doesn't have all the pieces put into place yet, but he sure has improved markedly from last year. He is so young in terms of baseball age. Now a slider is down and in from Steve Bray, and Quan, who was in the hole 1 and 2, has now run the count full. We have some good news to pass on to you on the Midwest League front as far as scores go. Rattling one, foul into the backstop to remain full on the count, Quan Cosby. The Kernels started play this evening, 29-22, 1/2 game back of Peoria in the West and a game back of Payne County. Peoria is scoreless in the top of the 9th, playing the swing of the Quad Cities. No score in the top of the 9th. Quan muscles another one foul in the air. Back of the third base grandstand. Terrific at bat for the Kernel leadoff batter, Quan Cosby. At Alliant Energy Field in Clinton, the Lumber Kings are thrashing the Kane County Cougars 8-3 in the top of the 7th inning. Another 3-2 offering is lifted foul. This one beyond the reach of the third baseman Mitch Maier down the left field line. And we'll take a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. A little bit later, we have more scores that have gone final from this evening, in addition to the afternoon action. A third 3-2 pitch to Cosby. Grounded to first. Kila Ka'aihue has it, and he makes the play unassisted. Credit Steve Bray and Quan Cosby. They battled it out here in the top of the 7th, and Bray got Quan to ground out to first. One away. Brandon Wood has reached on errors twice, scored twice. 5-4 Kernels, top of the 7th. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson bring us our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here in the top of the 7th. Bray is working from the stretch with 1 out, nobody on, and a swing and a miss by Brandon, strike 1. In the National League this afternoon at Wrigley Field, the Cubs bowed to Houston 5-1. At Pro Player Stadium, the Reds topped the Marlins 3-1 this afternoon. Brandon takes high a ball. In 10 innings at Petco Park, San Diego edged the Rockies 2-1. A final in 10 innings tonight in Philadelphia. The Mets derailed the Phillies 5-3. Brandon Wood pops one up to shallow right. Retreating is Kila Ka'aihue, the big first baseman, and in foul ground, he has it. Brandon Wood is fouled out to first. Ka'aihue backpedaled about 60 feet behind first base to glove that one in foul ground. 2 away in the 7th, and Bob Wilson, the batter, he reached on an error and scored in the Kernel 4-run 6th inning. A final from Pittsburgh. The Cardinals whipped the Pirates 5-3. And they're in the top of the ninth in Atlanta with the Expos ahead of the Braves 8-4. A knee buckling curve is high, ball one to Bobby Wilson. Top of the third, Arizona at Bank One Ballpark leads the Giants 3-0. Milwaukee has a run in the top of the first in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Swing and a miss on a slider. 1-1 to Bobby Wilson. Today at Jacobs Field, Texas beat the Indians 5-3. In 10 innings this afternoon, Oakland shaded the White Sox 3-2. Strike two called outside corner at the knees to Bobby Wilson. A final from Comerica Park. The Tigers blank Royals tonight 2-0. The Yankees lead Baltimore in the top of the ninth in the Bronx 6-5. Ball two outside to Bobby Wilson. Two away. Nobody on. Kernels batting in the seventh, holding a 5-4 lead over the Bees. We've out-hit Burlington 7-5 and taken advantage of 4 Burlington errors. At the Metrodome, the Twins trail the Devil Rays in the bottom of the eighth, 4-2. Just underway. Well, first of all, the 2-2 to Bobby. Curveball, strike three called. An easy 1-2, well, not an easy, but a 1-2-3 inning for right-hander Steve Bray. Quickly in the bottom of the first, Anaheim, our parent club, leads the Red Sox 2-0 in Southern California. No score in the second inning, Seattle and Toronto. That's our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Seventh inning stretch at Community Field in Burlington, and a new hurler will take over for the Kernels, Alan Buckley. After 6.5, it's the Kernels 5, the Bees 4. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in the zone. Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the second year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott call all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Wildcat Golf Course would like to show you what makes us a great place to play. All 18 challenge holes are now open. We have all the services you need, from our new driving range to our expanded sandwich menu and our fully stocked bar and grill. Check out our large pro shop with new golf gear from Titleist, Srixon, and Wilson. Need clubs? Stop in and see our PCS custom club maker Bill Sutton for all your fitting needs. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why at Wildcat Golf Course there is always something unexpected.
A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen as we go to the bottom of the seventh. High four Kernels. Alan Buckley, a 24-year-old right-hander from Brandon, Mississippi, in relief of Abel Marino. Alan Buckley, 1-0 with a save, on for the 17th time. He's pitched 22 2/3 innings, given up 25 hits in those 22 2/3, walked 14, struck out 19. The league hitting .275 against Alan Buckley. Allen is going to face Brian McFall, Brian Graham, and Walter Sevilla, the lower third of the B order here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Abel Marino went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. Abel struck out 1 and walked 1. He also hit a batter. Alan Buckley, wearing a long-sleeve red shirt, delivers low, ball 1-2. Right-handed hitting Brian McFall. Brian gave the Bees a 1-0 lead with a 2-out single back in the second inning. McFall hitting 181. Is hit by a pitch. And the tying run aboard, a hit batsman. Now Brian Graham, who doubled and scored his last time up, maybe bunting. Or perhaps a hit and run. Brian McFall has very good speed. He may be running after Alan Buckley struck him with a pitch. No chance for McFall to get out of the way. It came right in on his left hind side. Brian Graham, a 180 hitter, maybe bunting. Matt Brown is in on the grass at third. A hit batsman puts the time on a board here in the 7th. A throw to first, and McFall dives back safely. Burlington is tied for 7th in the league in stolen bases, and they have stolen 2 bases here tonight. Both came back in the 2nd inning. Alan Buckley's first pitch to the left-handed batter is a fastball outside for ball 1. Our kernel of wisdom here in the bottom of the 7th harkens back to a terrific ball player, Al Rosen. Cleveland Indian Al Rosen. In 1953, a throw to first, the runner dives back safely. In 1953, Al Rosen came within 1 point of winning the AL batting race. Had he done that, he'd have accomplished the Triple Crown in 1953. 1-0 to left-handed hitting Brian Graham. A double play ball. Sean Rodriguez feeds Brandon Wood on to first, and a well-timed double play turned by Rodriguez. Wood to Pauly. Alan Buckley, after hitting Brian McFall, gets Brian Grant to wrap into a 4-6-3 second baseman, shortstop to first base double play. Boy, Sean Rodriguez got it to Brandon Wood, and even though Brian McFall got right in on the seat of Wood, Brandon delivered it on to Matt Pauly to complete the double play. Now a curve from Alan Buckley outside to Walter Sevilla. Sevilla grounded a 2-run double down the left field line past Matt Brown at third, and he scored in the 3-run 5th inning. A beautiful yellow hammer from Buckley as a strike. It evens the count to Walter Sevilla 1-1. Al Rosen in 1953 hit .336, 1 point less than Mickey Verdon's .337. So he finished second in the batting race. He won the home run crown by belting 43, and he drove in a league-high 145 runs. He was 1 point away from winning the batting title and the Triple Crown in 1953. Al Rosen. A curve, a strike, and now Walter Sevilla on an Alan Buckley slider. Fans. Alan Buckley strikes out Walter Sevilla to end the B7th inning. No runs, a hit batsman, no hits. The Kernels earned their first double play or their second double play of the game. There were no Kernel errors, and the Bees leave the bases empty. They've only stranded 2 runners in 7 innings. And after 7, the Kernels hold a 5-4 lead over Burlington. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This is the time of year when people are giving and receiving lots of presents for weddings, showers, and graduations, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you gift wrapping paper should not be disposed of in your blue recycling box. Instead, reuse your gift wrapping paper for other special occasions or put it in your regular garbage for collection day. Remember, don't put gift wrapping paper in your blue recycling box. Thanks from Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling. It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best selection in the area, plus all the free expert advice you'll need to make them grow, choose Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are filled with beautiful colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio pots, and blooming annual flower plants, including the best newest blooms for summer shade. Grow your own vegetables and herbs from Peck's large selection of favorite vegetable and tomato plant varieties that are ready to plant. Peck's also has hundreds of varieties of hardy perennial plants, plus acres of trees, shrubs, and evergreens for landscapes. Contact Peck's for an estimate on your landscape project. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where their knowledgeable staff is ready to answer plant and gardening questions. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast.
Kernel cleanup batter Matt Brown leads off the Kernel 8th inning and peers back at plate umpire Chris Bakke as a strike is called at the knees. Matt drove in his team-high 42nd run of the year to cut the B lead of 4-2 in the 6th inning. He would go on to score in the Kernel 4-run frame. A curve, and it's just outside from Steve Bray, who has retired 5 straight Kernels in relief of starter Greg Atenzio. 5-4 in favor of the Kernel, top of the 8th inning. Al Rosen, the subject of our Kernel of Wisdom, narrowly missing the Triple Crown in 1953 with Cleveland. A curve is lifted foul straight over our vantage point here in the trailer-like press box at Community Field in Burlington. Al Rosen went on after his playing career, and he served as general manager and in related front office positions for the Yankees, Houston, and the Giants. A fastball is low and away, and it's 2-2 to Matt Brown. He earned a nickname, the Typhoid Mary, the Typhoid Mary of general managers, because as a GM, a lot of folks felt that Al Rosen was responsible for the big hike in big league salaries. Swing and a miss by Matt Brown. That's 6 in a row now for reliever Steve Bray. He spanned his third. A slider up in the zone got Matt Brown. That's not a very becoming nickname. The Typhoid Mary of general managers hung on Al Rosen because he was considered to be overly generous, driving up contracts during salary negotiations in his days with the Yankees, Astros, and San Francisco. But a whale of a year in 1953, coming within a whisker of winning the Triple Crown. A curve high to Blake Balcom. Blake has been a big part of the Kernel offense tonight and the defense. He takes outside ball 2. Blake doubled home a run and scored in the Kernel 4-run 6th inning. 2-0 to Blake Balcom facing Steve Bray for the first time. Swing and a miss as Bray reared back and blew a fastball by Blake. Steve Bray has been dynamite tonight. Wow. Out of the bullpen for the Bees, he has retired 6 straight hitters. Balcom bats from a deep crouch and swings late and misses, strike 2. Steve Bray has a popping fastball, to say the least. In 23 1/3 innings, he has shown strikeout prowess. He's fanned 28, walked only 3. And he has a good ERA, 3.86, a record of 1-2. He's only pitching for the 10th time. His changeup is lifted foul away to the right. Blake Balcom remains even on the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield plays Blake straight away and rather deep. Steve Bray with the 2-2. And it's pounded foul to Justin Bachman, who's serving as the third base coach this evening. Bobby Magianis skippering the Kernels from inside the first base dugout here at Community Field. 4 B errors have resulted in the Kernels scoring all 5 of their runs in an unearned manner. Blake loops one into shallow left. The shortstop retreats onto the edge of the grass and has it. Blake Balcom is the 7th Kernel to fall by the wayside. In order against Steve Bray, he is single-handedly keeping the Bees in this game. Tommy Duenas will try to continue his perfect night. Tommy singled 2 out in the 2nd, singled with 2 out in the 4th, and then put the Kernels ahead with a 2-out single in the 6th inning. The Kernel catcher takes the curve low. Tommy's average was below 200, 196 when this game started, but if he continues at his current pace, why, he'll be hitting up in the 215, 220 range. Swing and a miss. A big cut by Tommy Duenas. And the Kernels swing harder than any team in the league. Justin Bachman told us on the dugout interview last night that with 2 strikes, he's advised the Kernels to tone their swing down a little bit. Tone it down. Swing and a miss by Tommy Duenas, strike 2. Wow, Steve Bray looks every bit as unconquerable as Eric Gagne, the Dodger closer and Cy Young Award winner. Notched his 75th save recently. Yeah, you heard right, 75 saves in a row for Eric Gagne. 1-2 to Tommy Duenas as Bray tries to retire his 8th Kernel in a row. He does! A swing and a miss. Steve Bray has been absolutely dominant, absolutely unhittable in his 2 2/3 innings of relief. He fans his 4th Kernel. Wow, Steve Bray looks like, as I said, Eric Gagne. Down in order go the Kernels in the top of the 8th inning. After 7 1/2, the Kernels still on top of the Bees, 5-4. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget Zio Giano's. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch at the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. Zio Giano's is the hometown taste Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember Zio Giano's with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to Kernels and the youth of our community.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Alan Buckley in relief of starter Abel Marino. Pitched around a hit batsman. Brian McFall was hit to lead off the bottom of the 7th, but Allen got the next hitter, Brian Grant, to hit into a 4-6-3 twin killing. Then he struck out Walter Sevilla. Top of the order for the Bees in the bottom of the 8th, 5-4 Kernels. Chris Lubanski, a left-handed batter, hitting .235, nothing for 3. Matt Brown is way in on the grass at third as Lubanski takes ball 1 high, just high from Alan Buckley. Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers invite you to come by either of their restaurants to register your son or daughter for their chance to take the field during a Kernel game. As the Culver's Small Fry, ball 2 is high and away to Lubanski from the Kernel's 6'6" right-hander. As the Culver's Small Fry of the game, your child will get to take to the diamond, get the autograph, their favorite Kernel. A ground ball, backhanded by Sean Rodriguez. He throws in the dirt. What a pick by Matt Pulley. Terrific play at second by Rodriguez. His third good play of the game. He had to go quickly to his right, and he took a base hit away from Chris Lubanski. Sean's throw is a nasty one-hopper in the dirt, and a big assist goes to Matt Pulley on the receiving end as Matt dug that throw out of the dirt. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Your son or daughter is a Culver's Small Fry game. Will get their Culver's cap autograph by their favorite Kernel player. Then Mr. Shucks will present a certificate good for a free kids meal at either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants to your son or daughter. That's what the Culver's Small Fry gets to do, and all you need to do for a chance to have your kid drawn as the Culver's Small Fry is register at either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants. Fouling one off to the left, scooping it foul, Angel Sanchez, now a slider low and away. 1-1 to Angel, who's 2 for 3. The right-handed batter takes just high for ball 2. Angel Sanchez capped the B 3-run 5th inning by laying down a 2-out suicide RBI squeeze bunt. He lines one into right center for a base hit. Angel Sanchez will round first. He'll try for 2, and he is thrown out at second base by Quan Cosby. Angel Sanchez tried to stretch a single into a double, and he was out by a good margin on a terrific peg from Quan Cosby to Brandon Wood, who had the ball waiting for Angel Sanchez. Angel Sanchez took a big risk, and it backfired on him. He singled into right center, then kept running, and Quan Cosby threw a strike into Brandon Wood. It went 8-6 center field to the shortstop, and there are 2 away in the B 8th inning. Big play by Quan Cosby to throw out Angel Sanchez, trying to stretch a base hit, a single into a double. 2 away in the B 8th inning, and a strike is in to Mitch Maier, the left-handed hitter. Now Allen misses just outside, ball 1. 1-1 to Mitch Maier. Terrific peg from Cosby into Brandon Wood to catch Angel Sanchez, trying to make it into second. A fastball rides high, and it's 2-1 to the left-handed batter, Mitch Maier. Bottom of the 8th inning, bases empty, 2 out, and the Kernels holding a 5-4 lead here in Burlington. A broken bat looper, and Sean Rodriguez has it. Sean Rodriguez has been all over the diamond at second base. Mitch Maier shattered his bat and fisted one to second for the final out. Rodriguez had to go back a couple of steps to nab it. 2 scoreless innings from 6'6" right-hander Alan Buckley to help the Kernels stay ahead here at Community Field. Alan Buckley retires the side in order. No runs, 1 hit. A man thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. There were no Kernel errors, and the Bees leave the bases empty. They've only left 2 men on this entire evening. We go to the top of the 9th inning. The Kernels would sure like to score an insurance run or two, leading the Bees 5-4. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Your husband has a sore throat and he's whimpering about getting it checked. That's when you make a mental note to yourself, must find family doctor.
How do you find the right doctor for your family?
It was easier than I thought. I called the number, and 3 minutes later, I had the names of 3 doctors who were in my neighborhood and were taking new patients.
Just call the Mercy Care referral line at 369-4444.
My Mercy Care doctor doesn't rush me out of the room with me saying, but what about, how do I... They take the time to answer my questions, even the silly ones.
It's that extra understanding, passion, and care that Mercy Care community physicians practice every day.
So I got that doctor thing figured out. Now what do I do about that whimpering husband?
Find the right doctor for your family. Just call 369-4444 or find out more about family doctors on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Find a doctor you really like. That's real life. That's the Mercy Touch.
Is Tim Kirchen a metrosexual? Have you ever waxed your body hair?
Absolutely not.
Do you moisturize daily?
No.
Has a gay man ever hit on you?
Yes.
Do you like it? Tim Kirchen's grade. Golick was an 8. I was a 29. Your score is a 10, which means you're a possible future metrosexual.
Closer to Golick.
Can I tell you what you were 1 point away from in the 0 through 9 point range? The first line would have been stud for a manly man.
Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Steve Bray continues his mastery over the Kernels. He's ahead of Aaron Peel, 0-2. Aaron opens up the top of the 9th. And he loops one foul. This may be caught by Kila Ka'aihue. Yes, it is. Kila Ka'aihue drifts back into the Kernel right field bullpen and catches a foul ball off the bat of Aaron Peel. Well, this has been some pitching exhibition by reliever Steve Bray. He now has retired 9 straight Kernels. We haven't had a hit off of him in 3 innings. He's fanned 4 and walked none. Steve Bray will now face Matt Pauley. Matt is 1 for 3 tonight. Left-handed hitter from Florida Atlantic, Matt Pauley. And he pops one foul right over our heads for strike 1. This performance by right-hander Steve Bray in relief of starter Greg Atenzio is been absolutely astounding. The 0-1. Strike 2 called to Matt Pauley. Bray is in some kind of rhythm, groove, or zone that pitchers wish that they could have more often. He wants that ball, and he has every bit of confidence that he's in total command out there. A looper into center. Base hit. Matt Pauley has the first Kernel hit. It comes on an 0-2 count here in the 9th inning. Matt Pauley has the first Kernel hit off Steve Bray. Matt is 2 for 4. He stroked it over the outstretched arms of Brandon Powell, the second baseman. And the Kernels, desperately seeking to add to their narrow 1-run lead here in the 9th, send up Sean Rodriguez. Sean has sparkled at second base. Nothing for 3 at the plate tonight. Strike 1 to Sean Rodriguez from Steve Bray, B-R-A-Y. After retiring 9 straight, on an 0-2 pitch, Matt Pauley looped a single into right center. The center fielder, Chris Lubanski's playing extremely deep. The 0-1 to the Kernel right-handed batter. Now Bray steps off. We are in the top of the 9th inning. It's the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. And we want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball from Burlington on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This game was halted after one half inning by rain. The delay, 49 minutes. Pitch out and holding it first is Matt Pauly. 1-1 to Sean Rodriguez. We started at 7:01, so minus 49 minutes. Gosh, this game has moved right along. Last night's B win only took 2 hours and 10 minutes. A curve, a strike at the knees, and Bray is ahead of Sean Rodriguez, 1-2. Kernels are trying to even this series at a game apiece. Bob Zimmerman's warming up in the Kernel bullpen down the right field line. Alan Buckley pitched 2 scoreless innings out of the Kernel bullpen. He hit a batter, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1, and walked none. That was the key. Alan Buckley did not walk a batter. Rodriguez pumps a high pop-up foul, coming back to the backstop and sliding in as it goes onto the net behind home plate is the catcher, Adam Donahue. He ran out of room. Adam Donahue could not get to that foul pop, out of play by Sean Rodriguez. Sean remains down in the count 1-2, batting with 1 on, 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, 5-4 Kernels. The right-hander with a curve, and that one is lifted foul away to the right. Bob Zimmerman last worked Friday at home against the Lansing Lugnuts. On May 28th, Bob Zimmerman pitched in a Kernel 6-2 victory over the Lugnuts. He's warming up in the Kernel bullpen. Another 1-2 delivery to Rodriguez. Cut on and missed. A slider, strike 3. Steve Bray with his 5th strikeout. And 11 Kernels have fanned in this game. Perhaps Matt Pauly will be running now with 2 out and Quan Cosby at the plate. This relief stint by right-hander Steve Bray has been phenomenal. But he's not out of the woods yet. Pauly not running, and a strike on the outside corner to Quan Cosby. Perhaps Steve has earned his way into the B starting rotation this final 3 weeks of the first half. He's pitched with a great deal of bold fortitude. The switch hitter Quan batting left-handed. Nothing for 4 tonight. Time has been called. Time was called by the plate umpire, Chris Bakke. Pauly, a short lead at first, lengthened to the tad. He's being held by big Kila Ka'aihue. Strike 2 called in at the knees to Quan Cosby. That looked almost like a knuckleball or some sort of off-speed pitch that baffled everybody here. Steve Bray trying to make it 3 2/3 scoreless innings of relief. Will Pauly be off on this 0-2 pitch to Quan? No. Fastball, pop foul off to the left. No grandstand roof here at Community Field. Open air. Paul Molitor will be immortalized later this summer. They'll do a bobblehead of the Hall of Famer who played here in Burlington. Another 0-2 pitch to the Kernel leadoff hitter. Pauly not running. Ball 1 just missed inside from Steve Bray. Kernels lead it by 1 in the top of the 9th, 5-4. Have Matt Pauly at first with 2 gone. Quan lines one off the pitcher's shoulder to the third baseman. He'll pick it up and hold it. Oh, Quan Cosby has the Kernel 9th hit of this game. Check that. Their 9th hit. Their 2nd in the inning. Matt Pauly advanced to 2nd. Steve Bray took one in the upper right shoulder blade, or no, upper right clavicle. They're out to look him over. I think he's more mad than anything else. Quan Cosby hit a missile right back to the right shoulder of Steve Bray. I think it caught him in the right collarbone or just below. He looks fine. He throws a chest pitch, being looked over by the B Brain Trust, including plate umpire Chris Baki's out there, and Steve Bray will remain in the game. Quan Cosby hit a missile off the right shoulder of the right-hander, and now Brandon Wood has a chance to give the Kernels a much, much needed run here in the top of the ninth inning, with Bob Zimmerman poised and ready to come over or come in the bottom of the ninth. Apparently, the Kernels would love to give Zimmerman more than a run to work with. Brandon Wood, 0 for 4, has reached twice on errors and scored 2 of the Kernel 5 runs. A strike in on the outside corner. 2 hits in the inning for the Kernels, their first 2 off Steve Bray, the right-hander, B-R-A-Y. Steve from Connecticut delivers, and a high pop foul out of play to the right. Kila Ka'aihue chases, but it's beyond his reach. An 8-foot wall, an 8-foot high wooden fence here at Community Field, where it's 375 to the left center field power alley, 400 to dead center, 365 to right center. A new scoreboard was installed here a couple of years ago. It's royal blue, the same color as the Kansas City Royals, the parent club of Burlington. Tomahawking one foul outside the right field line. Remaining in the hole 0-2 is Brandon Wood. Brandon came in batting .281. Facing Steve Bray the 7th, he fouled out to first. Pauly at second, Cosby at first. Another 0-2. Curve high, ball 1. Brandon thought about it, but did not chase that pitch high and away. Now the right-hander, who's been working from the stretch throughout his relief outing, delivers a smash on one hop, Angel Sanchez, and he throws Brandon Wood out. Brandon hit it hard on one hop. Angel Sanchez got to it to his left and winged it to first to retire the Kernels. The Kernels threaten, but cannot add to their narrow lead in the ninth inning. No runs, 2 base hits. There were no B errors. The Kernels leave 2 and have stranded 6. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Kernels 5, B's 4. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and Iodine in we carry out the lunch at the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
What a job by Alan Buckley in relief of the starter, Abel Marino. He went 2 innings, blanked the Bees on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked none, hit 1. A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen has 6'5", 225-pound Bob Zimmerman on in relief. Bob was our dugout interview guest and told us how much he thrives, lives for these situations where it's his job to help the Kernels. Ball one is high. To Brandon Powell, the cleanup batter for Burlington. Now ball two upstairs from Bob. Bob Zimmerman on for the 18th time. Leads the Kernels in appearances and in saves. He has 6. His record 2-4. 25 in the third innings pitched, and he's struck out 35 batters, given up 19 hits, walked only 9. There's a strike, a letter-high fastball to Brandon Powell. The cleanup man was taking all the way. Brandon has been hit by a pitch, stolen a base, scored a run, and grounded out to second his last 2 times up. Left-handed batter, and he pops one foul in the air over the third base B dugout, strike 2. Powell, Donahue, and Kila Ka'aihue, 3 left-handed batters to face right-hander Bob Zimmerman. Bob rubs up the baseball on the backside of the mound. Zimmerman, gathering his thoughts, tugs at his all-Kernel red cap. He's wearing a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his gray road top. A high pop foul chased by Matt Brown, and Matt will run out of room. It's up into the bleachers. Count remains 2-2. Fog is rolled in here. Yes, we have some fog, especially in left field where Aaron Peel is positioned. First I thought it was smoke, but that's fog. We're in the bottom of the ninth. The Kernels have out-hit the Bees 9-6, capitalized on 4 B errors to score 5 unearned runs. The 2-2 to Brandon is pop foul. There may be a play on this one. A long way to go for Matt Brown, and he runs out of room on top of a concession stand down the third base line. Brandon Powell continues to tangle and lock horns with Bob Zimmerman, the Kernel right-hander. Bob's ERA is good, 2.13. With the departure of Von Sturzbach a month ago, the closing duties have gone to Bob Zimmerman exclusively. Ooh, his fastball just missed low and in for ball 3. Count full now to Brandon Powell with Adam Donahue on deck. Kernels had runners at first and second, 2 out in the top of this 9th inning, but Brandon Wood hit a sharp, there's a ground ball to Brandon Wood. The shortstop throws out. Brandon Powell 1 away in the 9th inning. Bob Zimmerman on a 3-2 pitch gets Brandon Powell to wrap out to short. Brandon hit a 1-hopper to Angel Sanchez, a hard hit ball to end the Kernel 9th inning. Adam Donahue at the plate. Burlington has only left 2 men on in this game. The Kernels have stranded 6. Bob Zimmerman now take a popsicle stick or a tongue depressor and cleans out some of the mud from his spikes. Bob Zimmerman told us on the dugout interview he's always wanted to close, but last year the Angels wanted him to develop a couple of other pitches, so they had him start in Provo. He started 10 games and posted a 4-2 record. He heaves a strike in at the letters to left-handed hitting Adam Donahue. Donahue nothing for 3. Takes upstairs for a ball. Bob Zimmerman told us that his dad is a insurance and financial planning specialist. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Donahue. And I know the Zimmermans are enjoying this evening's broadcast in St. Louis. The 1-2 to the left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. Bob Zimmerman, Powder River, blew it right by Adam Donahue. 2 gone in the B9th inning. The Kernels holding on to a slim 5-4 lead. Kila Ka'aihue narrowly missed a game-tying home run his last time up, facing Abel Marino. He hit it high and deep to right, where Blake Balcom retreated on the warning track just below the 365 sign and caught it. Kila 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, and Bob Zimmerman paints the outside corner with a fastball at the knee, strike 1. Bob trying to save it for Abel Marino. Working quickly, misses away for ball 1. Zimmerman told us about a $30 million stadium that his former teammates at Southwest Missouri State are playing in Springfield, Missouri. Springfield hopes to lasso in a AA franchise. Strike 2 called to Kila Ka'aihue. Now Zimmerman's within an out and a strike of helping the Kernels to a victory. He does! A swing and a miss on a high fastball. Bob Zimmerman blows away Kila Ka'aihue and saves it for Abel Marino. Down in order go the Bees in the bottom of the ninth inning. And the Kernels have evened a series at a game apiece with a 5-4 victory. Totals, highlights, and more coming next on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Until you get that third ball up in the air, you ain't juggling. That's the trick, really. Mastering 3 separate elements and blending it into one harmonious movement. Takes practice, patience, and perseverance. Now consider the athlete who masters 3 separate elements, running, swimming, and biking, into one event, the triathlon. Triathletes are a special breed. They rely solely on themselves and a single piece of equipment, their bicycle. When the athlete is a fine-tuned machine, they demand nothing less from their bike. So who do triathletes count on? Hall Bicycle Company. At Hall's, they find bikes and accessories specifically for a triathlete and a staff that understands the equipment. Hall satisfies the most serious riders and uses the same expertise to help riders of every level. On 2nd Avenue at 5th Street, just a block east of the Cedar River bike path. Stop by and see for yourself that the world looks better on a bike. Hall Bicycle Company, since 1898.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
A resilient ball club, the Kernels have not lost 3 games in a row all first half and did not lose their 3rd in a row here this evening, thanks to some gutty pitching from starter Abel Marino and terrific relief pitching from Alan Buckley and Bob Zimmerman. 5-4 Kernels, with the Bees leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brandon Wood reached on a throwing error by shortstop Angel Sanchez. Bobby Wilson hit a double play ball that Mitch Maier mishandled at third for an error. Matt Brown then singled into left to make it 4-2 Burlington. Blake Balcom's double into left center, just out of the reach of center fielder Chris Lubanski, made it 4-3. And then Tommy Duenas' 2-run single capped the Kernel 4-run 6th inning and gave the Kernels a 5-4 lead. That was the final score as Alan Buckley pitched the 7th and 8th inning, scoreless innings. And then Bob Zimmerman came on and retired the side in order in the bottom of the 9th to earn his 7th save of the year. 5-4 Kernels, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Kernels left 6. 4 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors. The Bees stranded 2. All 5 of the Kernel runs were unearned. Abel Marino was the winner. He's 5-2. The loser, the tough luck loser, Greg Atenzio, is 2-6 for the Bees. Bob Zimmerman notches his 7th save of the year. The game took 3 hours and 14 minutes with a 49-minute rain delay, and there were 518 spectators at Community Field. We'll be back in a minute with the Liberty Bank star plays of the game. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physical Therapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physical Therapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
in a 5-4 Kernel win. It's time to enjoy the Liberty Bank Star plays of the game, brought to you by Liberty Bank, Iowa's fastest growing community bank. Burlington threatened to take the lead in the very first inning this evening after a 49-minute rain delay. Angel Sanchez singled with one out, and Mitch Maier stepped to the plate. Here's our first Liberty Bank Star play of the game.
Maier hits one to deep right, down the line. Balcom may not get it. Blake dives, and he made a sensational catch. And it's going to be a double play. Balcom to Rodriguez to Pauly, and a sensational double play started by Blake Balcom in right.
Who left his feet in a headlong sprawl, took a run away from Burlington early in the game. The Kernels took advantage of 2 errors in the 6th inning to score a couple of runs and make it 4-3 Burlington with 2 on and 1 out. Tommy Duenas batted. Here's our second Liberty Bank Star play of the game.
Second and third, 1 out for Tommy Duenas. A curve, and that's looped down the left field line for a base hit. It should give the Kernels the lead. Matt Brown scores, followed by Blake Balcom, and the Kernels have vaulted ahead here in the top of the 6th inning, 5-4. Tommy Duenas is 3 for 3.
And he put the Kernels ahead with that 2-run single, and the Kernels wound up holding on and winning this 5-4. Our third and final Liberty Bank Star play of the game, with the Kernels leading 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Angel Sanchez stroked his third hit of the game into right center field and tried to get into scoring position.
He lines one into right center for a base hit. Angel Sanchez will round first. He'll try for 2, and he is thrown out at second base by Quan Cosby. Angel Sanchez tried to stretch a single into a double, and he was out by a good margin on a terrific peg from Quan Cosby to Brandon Wood.
That was a key play because it kept Sanchez from reaching second. Our third and final Liberty Bank Star play of the game. 5-4 Kernels, the Kernels' 30th win of the first half. Up next, we'll take a complete look at all the action on the big league front, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth. And sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Kiel Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. The Pilot topped the SUV categories in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical, they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Kiel Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Kiel Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randykiel.com.
Back with the Colonel Curtain call following a Colonel 5-4 victory. Abel Marino, the winner, his 5th win, and Bob Zimmerman came on to save it. Alan Buckley set it all up with 2 scoreless innings out of the Colonel bullpen. Time now to thank State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Lanny Peterson for bringing us this look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Let's start with the National League this afternoon. At Wrigley Field, Houston trounced the Cubs 5-1. Cincinnati continues their surprising play in the NL Central. They whipped the Marlins in Miami this afternoon, 3-1 Reds. In 10 innings, the Padres shaded the Rockies 2-1 at Petco Park today. Down in Atlanta, the Expos dumped the Braves 8-4 tonight. Tonight in 10 innings, it was the Mets 5, the Phillies 3 at Citizens Bank Park. In Pittsburgh, the Redbirds toppled the Pirates 5-2. They're in the top of the 5th at Bank One Ballpark, and it's the Diamondbacks leading San Francisco 5-0. Milwaukee trails the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine in the top of the 3rd, 2-1 Los Angeles. This afternoon in the American League on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, the Rangers topped the Tribe 5-3 at Jacobs Field. In 10 innings, Oakland nipped the White Sox 3-2 at the Coliseum. Tonight at Yankee Stadium, the Bombers edged Baltimore 6-5. State Farm Major League scoreboard from Detroit's Comerica Park. The Tigers blank Kansas City 2-0. At the Metrodome, the Devil Rays turned back the Twins 4-2. Our parent club, the 2002 World Champion Angels, lead at home over Boston 4-2 in the third inning. Bottom of the third, Angels 4, the Red Sox 2 at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. And it's the Blue Jays up on Seattle 4-0 in the bottom of the third at Safeco Field. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Lanny Peterson. The Kernels have notched their 30th win of the first half and have a chance if things go our way, if Clinton hangs on at Alliant Energy Field to beat King County, and if Quad Cities is able to topple the Chiefs in Davenport, the Kernels could wind up tomorrow in a tie for first place. But we'll have to wait and see. The Kernels scored 5 unearned runs and edged the Burlington Bees 5-4 to even this 4-game series at a game apiece. We'll come your way with the dugout interview at 6:40 tomorrow evening. 6:40 dugout interview here from Community Field, where the Kernels won it 5-4. Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers. So long from southeastern Iowa. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This has been a special sport presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming, already in progress.